There we go. What's up, guys? It's Nick and Dustin and Justin with Two Brothers Comics. Dustin's not paying any attention, or Mike's muted, or something. I don't know. What happened, man? You're supposed to be doing the intro.
I had my mic unmuted, and it said the host muted me. So I thought you muted me back again. So
no,
I had my mic unmuted.
It's okay. It's all good, man. How are we all doing tonight? We're not going to start off super stressful yet, right? We got to save the argument for the top 10 list tonight because it's probably going to get brutal.
It's the Saturday Night Comic Book Babble-on. We're going to talk about what we picked up this week. We've got a special guest in the beginning, and then we're going to rank the top 10 comic book artists of all time as far as the covers go. Stay tuned. That's how we do the intro. That's how we do it.
Hey,
I thought we were getting back on the rails this week. I don't. What happened?
We're supposed to be, man. I don't know what your problem is over there, man. You got your malfunctions happening early.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's like it's my first time every time. One day I'll get these live streams together. I don't do them enough, I guess. I don't know.
Oh man, say what's up to some people in the chat.
All right, let's see. First in the chat, and this is becoming a regular thing. Mr. Ruben Guzman in the chat first off the bat. Good to see you, brother. Got a Mr. Kenny Atkin Art in the chat there. Might be a little bit of a spoiler for what we got going on tonight. We have the ever so lovely sister-in-law, Mrs. Two Brothers Comics. What is going on? Mr. Austin LeMay, what is going on, brother? Varangian Vigilante, what is going on?
Hold on, I gotta commend you on that. I can't pronounce that. You did a great job.
I can read. I can't spell. I can't do math. I can read.
Sometimes.
Cool Comics Collector with the team, Dustin. I appreciate it. And thank you for being a member, brother. Definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely. Shout out to all of the members.
B. Ramey, finally a night off. Hey, glad you chose to spend it with us. Absolutely. And the captain is in the house. What's going on, Steve? Good to see you back, brother. I'm sure he's still recovering from a great time at Sturgis. Let's see here. Mr. Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine. He is a very young channel out there doing some awesome things. And good dude. Good to see you out here, man. Mark Spector, what is going on? Sir, I'm glad you put the LMAO at the end of that because you already know that I ain't letting that happen. Good to see you in here. Oh, it jumped on me. Hate when it does that. Trinidad Gomez, what is going on? Good to see you. William Smallwood, what is up? Philly Born, what is going on? Good to see you in the chat.
My wife just texted me. Hey, how many of you had drink already? I said none. She goes, you just seem extra chipper. All right.
Well, you know, we're not used to that, so I don't blame her for asking. Tapia, what's going on? Good to see you. Man, it's Josh. I hope Josh comes on and hangs. Josh,
top 10. The link, Josh. He does have the link.
Okay, you have the link, but do you have your list for your top 10 comic book cover artists? If you can, come on, man, bring it. Bring it. I challenge you to come on here and say anything about my list tonight. Y'all usually bang up on me, but it ain't happening tonight. I am very, very confident in my list tonight. The longest standing supporter outside of our immediate family, Mr. Ryan, Comics and Death Metal, the OG Krakoan. What's going on, brother? Let's see. That's it so far.
Hold on, Josh. So I got to hang out with Josh for a while today. We're going to hopefully do some cool things next week at his shop. And I showed him all of Justin's bloopers and outtakes that the members get to see. He is a member, but I just think some people with the community tab have a hard time with it. He was rolling today laughing. So I'm excited for that next video to come through, man. We got the lighting, the mic, all that's going to be fantastic. So
I'm coming to see you next week, Josh. I'm coming to see you. Better get ready. You better get ready. Look, I got the shirt on from the box that I got last time I was at Haven, that low-key free comic book day shirt. Pretty cool.
I don't know, man. Maybe I've just slept enough or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No alcohol yet. Krakoa Bros. Hey, there was actually a Krakoa Comics Instagram page that followed us today or yesterday, and it kind of just made me feel nostalgic.
Somewhere out there, we have a Krakoa eBay page. Yeah, we had an email. Man.
Yep. It's good stuff, guys. But anyways, Team effing Nick in the chat.
And so, Josh and Haven Comics has a really, really cool contest going on right now. They got some of these stickers, and I'm hoping Nick might have one there.
I got a bunch that we're going to give out.
Cool, because I definitely need one because there's a contest. All you got to do is find the coolest placement for the Haven Comics sticker.
Yep.
Take a picture, send it to Josh. He's going to pick a winner, and they get a $25 gift card to Haven Comics. So go check them out on Facebook. Make sure you follow them, like their page, and see if you can grab you a sticker and join in on that, man. It's going to be fun, but nobody's going to beat me, I'm telling you. I'm slapping it on the bottom of the chassis of my Harley. I'm going to pop that joker up on the back tire and have my wife take a picture of me screaming down the highway with the Haven Comics on the bottom of the bike. It's going to be awesome.
I got that beat. I got it beat.
All right, guys. Well, go ahead. What were you going to say, Dustin?
What if I put the sticker on a page of Snake Eyes #2?
Oh. Speaking of which, yeah, Joe, Twitter just announced something for 2021. Snake Eyes something, but nobody knows what it is. It just is a logo. Showed that to Josh. He looked like a kid on Christmas. So 6'9" samurai, happy about some G.I. Joe. It's fantastic.
And Ryan Comics and Death Metal and Two Brothers might get to do a little hunting exhibition next week. That's going to be a fun time too. So we're working on all the details for that. So,
yep.
But yeah, Nick.
All right. So guys, we have a special guest on tonight. You've seen him on previously, and he is the creator and part of the creator. Obviously, he's the creator, the writer, done some artwork on it, as well as Justin Birch. But he is the creator of Apex Cybernetic Samurai Owl. And we want to bring him on. Kenny.
Show. There it is.
What's going on, Kenny?
Oh, he's got the coin. I don't even have one of those around here. How do I not have one of those around here?
Look,
they're all at my house.
These guys show those coins off about twice a week, man.
That's
Every
awesome.
time we're on here.
They came out so good. The company that did them did a killer job on them. Such a good job.
Oh, for sure. And so these are going to go out and as a part of the bro box we're going to be doing, as well as look at some of these covers, man. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. And read the first issue. Absolutely fantastic. So, and we'll get into that because I want people to know kind of maybe that haven't heard about it, a little bit about it, because we do have some extra copies maybe we'll give away. And, oh, check that out. That was a special surprise, Kenny. I loved it. So anyways, Kenny, so we had you on whenever you did the first issue, right? You're running a Kickstarter. You ran a Kickstarter. You met your backing goal and met a couple of stretch goals too, right?
Yeah, I think we did. Let's see, we did stickers and what was the other thing? Ash cans was the other one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, and I got the stickers here too. That'll be a part of the bro box we're going to put together for. But anyway, so this was a fantastic read, guys. Absolutely wonderful. So, you know, one of our kind of goals of the channel is to highlight indie comics, okay? And you can't get any more indie comics than these Kickstarter campaigns, okay? It's as indie as it gets. And when I tell you guys, this was a fantastic story. It was absolutely wonderful. I was telling Kenny a little bit earlier before the stream that as I was kind of reading through it, man, like I just had this big smile on my face. And it started to kind of it felt a little nostalgic to me with some of the Weapon X references and stuff like that. And it was just genuinely a good story. And you have issue 2 coming out, right? So that's kind of what we want to talk about. So for the people watching, let's talk a little bit about kind of the premise behind Apex. I know we've done it previously, but let's catch some of the other people up that maybe haven't heard about it yet. And then we'll kind of talk about issue 2 and some of the details behind that.
Cool.
So,
all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Apex Cybernetic Samurai Owl is about a owl who is created in a lab, and he's basically a weapon in the future of Japan. And he escapes. I'm saying I'm a lot. Sorry.
You're good.
There we go. He says he escapes from the lab. There he is, getting created in the lab there. He escapes from the lab, pretty much kills everybody there, and gets picked up by a old samurai master who trains him to be a samurai.
Absolutely fantastic.
That pretty much covers the whole most of the first story, I think.
Yep. Perfect, man. And so, kind of, what was your motivations and inspirations behind this book? So, kind of tell everybody kind of why you created it and stuff like that.
Oh man, a lot of reasons. I always wanted to make comic books. It's kind of something I've introduced since I was young. So it's kind of was like a thing that I just jumped on like a year or two ago. And it's taken actually a very long time for me to get this. I was kind of stubborn about it. I really wanted to do it by myself, and that's like impossible. Like you could do it, I guess. There's psychopaths out there who do it. I'm not that crazy. So basically, that's kind of it. I just wanted to make a comic book, and this is just kind of where I ended up with this owl character. I've been drawing him for years, and it used to actually be this stupid little thing I used to call RoboHawk, and he was like a cigar smoking robot bird. Yeah. And he was yellow, but eventually I don't know where I changed him to blue, but that's just kind of where it ended up.
Yeah. It's great stuff, man. It's absolutely wonderful. So, issue number 1 went very successful on Kickstarter, and obviously now we're getting issue number 2. So let's talk a little bit about issue number 2 and kind of what people can expect for that.
Okay, so issue 2 picks up right where issue 1 left off, like literally right after it, and basically it's just a big giant battle, pretty much, and it's a little heavier than the first issue. There's a little more dialogue, a little more character development, and there's obviously some more bad guys in there that are a little more serious.
Perfect, man. Perfect. And so I want to show off some of the covers. So you sent us over the covers here. So Apex Cybernetic Samurai Owl. So it's still going to be the same creative team, yourself, Belando, and Justin, obviously.
Right.
And here's some more of the artwork. So, and you can kind of see the influences there for sure, kind of what you spoke about. And I think it's an awesome character. I really do. And what is your thoughts on kind of the run? The story arc, is it going to be a 5-issue, a 6-issue, or is it going to be, what are your thoughts there?
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah, so we're working on the 3rd one right now, and then we're going to combine that into a trade paperback. Eventually, hopefully, I'm going to translate it to Japanese. I'm working on my Japanese fluency right now, so
perfect.
We'll kind of see where that goes as far as that is. Okay. But right now, we're just trying to finish it up because it's crazy. We're shooting for October to finish the whole thing, so.
Perfect. All right, so what I did is I just dropped the Kickstarter link down in the chat, and then I do want to show this. So let me show
real quick. When does the Kickstarter launch?
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up.
Monday morning.
Monday morning.
That is the 31st, right? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
The dates have been kind of blending together here, so I better double check. Yeah, Monday morning.
Perfect. So the link to the Kickstarter is in the chat. And the way you described it is Mega Man meets Weapon X in this comic book adventure set in high-tech Japan. So you click the notify me to launch, and so as soon as it launches, you get the email and be able to back it. So now, do you want to talk about any of the stretch goals or anything like that at this point, or do you want to kind of hold off until it launches?
So right now we're doing the first 75 backers are going to get a coin. We're doing a similar coin to the last one. The back side's going to match the front, so with the logo, it's a different color. It's green, and then the front side's going to have Unit 11, which is basically Apex's rival in the book. And Yeah, and it's a really cool looking design. It's so it'll match the first one. And we're gonna do patches, and we're gonna do magnets this time. I got a really cool magnet from somebody. I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. But I always have a hard time with stickers because I want to stick them on stuff, but I don't want to stick them on stuff.
I know what you mean.
So I got this really cool magnet. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do magnets because now I can if I want to take it off, I can go put it somewhere else. So
that's a good idea.
Now we have a question here in the chat relating to this. This is the owner of one of our LCSs at Haven Comics, and he has a question: is there going to be a retailer level?
Yep, I'm going to put one on there.
Fantastic. Now, is there a way for people to go ahead, Justin?
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
yeah, I'm actually, that's the very last thing I'm working on right now. Yesterday, I put an add-on tier for people to get issue 1, and I'm working on right now to get the to get a retailer tier on there for people to get that too.
And guys, I mean, let me be clear about something. So we get a lot of requests for people to come on and pitch these books or talk about their books, but we try to bring on the ones that we truly believe in and truly value. Like, I genuinely, this is a book I believe in, and I enjoyed reading the heck out of it. I love anime and the manga stuff, and like this to me, this was perfect, man. It was the perfect combination of comic books and that anime kind of feel to it. And like, you couldn't ask for something more up that alley. But even as just somebody who enjoys comic books in general, it's fantastic, man. And I just, when you asked to come back on, I was like, absolutely, man, because this is a book I believe in. And I say that for sure. I mean, absolutely a great book. So I'm excited about this. I know we're going to back it again. And when we do, we're going to put it, as well as into some of the bro boxes. I know somebody asked about a bro box. So the bro box is something we're doing for our golden tier members as a giveaway.
Yeah, I told them we'd kind of get into that in a little while.
But man, Kenny, this is something, I think you have something very special here.
Thank you.
Yes, the thing that I would like to add is, and this is as part of the creative team and as a reader of it, is that you can tell the care and love that's been put into it.
Yeah.
I mean, not by myself. I meant more from Kenny.
Well, you're doing good too.
Oh man.
I feel guilty for backing it because I'm gonna take one of those slots away from someone getting a coin.
Guys, these coins are nice.
They're heavy. You could hurt somebody with them.
They're very nice.
That's what I heard. As soon as I get to Nick's house next week, first thing I'm gonna do is pick one up and throw it at him.
Yeah, I can't believe I don't have any sitting on my desk here. I have my studio is upstairs, so all my boxes of stuff for shipping is all
that's awesome.
Upstairs.
That's a nice studio you got behind you, man. You got a lot of stuff going on back there.
It's a lot of fun. I do a lot of different things. I wear a lot of hats.
So what are some of the things you do, man? So kind of let people know a little bit about the creator behind this.
Play a little bass.
I do a little bass. I do a little guitar. I paint. I do a little bit of landscape painting, mostly portraits. I do these really, man, I wish I had a picture of something around here. I do these really intricate charcoal and gesso drawings, mostly self-portraits, kind of dark and gritty. A lot of fun, really big, huge things that are really expressive and stuff like that.
It's awesome, man.
Is that Goku in the background?
That is. Actually, that's signed by Sean, too.
No way.
Yeah, I painted it. And the one next to it's Ash Ketchum. I painted that one, too. And Veronica signed it.
That is really cool. I got to meet Sean for the first time 2 years ago, and I got him to sign my Dragon Ball Z issue #1. And I felt so silly because he had nothing to do with it, but I had nothing else to give the guy to sign. They're like, screw it, man. Dragon Ball Z #1. I'll get him to sign it. I'll send it off to get slabbed. But he was a pretty nice guy, man.
He's really cool. My friends had him do a signing at their shop in Anderson out here. Garrett Gunn and my friend Travis. And he signed it. I think a bunch of people brought some Dragon Ball mangas and stuff in there for him to sign too. So,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, and I got to meet Chris Sabat too. It was funny to watch those two guys interact.
I haven't met Chris, but Sean's a really nice guy. I like him.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Joey Bag of Sevens asked, "Can you shred your guitar for us?"
I wouldn't want to embarrass myself.
No worries, guys. So, is there anybody in the chat that has any questions for Kenny at all? Because, like I said, guys, this is something that I really do believe in this book. I think it's got an awesome story behind it. The premise Absolutely fantastic. And one thing we kind of talked about the first time you were on, man, is the colors behind this. Your coloring, and kind of your palettes, absolutely gorgeous. And there was one specific panel that we talked about last time, and when I saw it, it looks so good in person.
That's one of my favorite pages out of the whole book.
So absolutely fantastic. So while we wait to see if there's any questions, Kenny, is there anything else you want to add about this book or the Kickstarter or anything at all?
Yeah. Okay. So one thing I'm doing special for this book, and I'm going to go back and do it for the first one. I just haven't had time yet. I'm actually taking 19 units this semester since it's kind of crazy, but long story. Yeah. At the local or the community college here. So one thing I'm doing for this book is it's a special edition. It's going to be like a black and white one. I'm remastering demastering all of the frames with film grain and converting them to black and white. And it looks like an old samurai film.
That's going to be really, really cool.
And I'm calling it a Samurai Cinema Edition. So that's going to be available with this Kickstarter. It's not going to be exclusive to this Kickstarter, so it'll be available afterwards too. Okay. I really want people to get it. It's like kind of like a labor of love kind of thing. So
yeah, absolutely, man. Awesome. So obviously you've done the first one, you've done the second one, you're going to do a third one, and then you said you're going to do a trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in each one of these tiers, are they also kind of the ability to go back? So say if somebody's like, hey, I'm strapped for the next 2 weeks or whatever, however long. How long is this going to run? 30 days or 2 weeks, or how are you doing it?
24 days on this one.
24 days. Okay. So say if somebody can't, say Corona or whatever, they're like, hey, I can't do it this time around. But if you do it on the third issue, are they going to have the ability to pick up 1 and 2 again?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good. Good, because I want people to have this book, man. I think it's fantastic, and I want everybody to know anything about it. So here's a question from Panda. What's your next project you're working on, Kenny? The projects you can talk about, if there's anything at all.
So one of them is it's been in like kind of a concept phase for a long time, but it's called Cluck, and it's about we've talked about it briefly. I just actually picked up the other morning when my kids were doing their homework. I was just doodling around, kind of redesigning some of the characters and stuff. One of my big things that I really like to do is character design. So I took an old character design that was kind of it's okay. It's kind of a mess. And just redesigning it and seeing if I can make it better. So I'm just kind of in that phase there, just trying to get back on that and hopefully get something going for that this year.
Fantastic, man. Tell everybody a little bit about that one, because that cracked me up last time we talked about it. I was like, Dustin will enjoy this.
So basically, it's chickens that are stupid, and they pilot these giant like Voltron or Power Ranger style mechazoid things or whatever. I don't have a name for them yet, and they all combine to make this giant thing called Poltron. And it's me and Garrett Gunn are working on it, and it's been funny. So it's a funny concept.
That's awesome, man. So Poltrazord, Cluckazord, something. I don't know.
Nothing's final yet, but it's there. It's one that's really on my radar to really kind of push forward for the next thing. So
giant talon.
I'm for the Poltron. That's there. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's 2 on the head or not, but I mean, who cares, right? That's fun.
So Joey Back a Second Sevens asked, where did the crazy idea of a samurai owl come from? Sorry if this was already asked.
All right. So long story short, I was going to do a comic book with a friend of mine, and it didn't really work out. We didn't really work too well together. And I was in just a really irritated mood. I'm like, I'm just going to make this stupid thing that just like murders everything. And it was kind of funny because I had started writing on this list of things. Like it was supposed to be just like a one-off like sheet of paper. Like I was just going to do one sheet, and it was going to maybe be like a webtoon or something. And it was going to be about, this owl that like one-shots things. So basically like I had like this Godzilla, like purple Godzilla, and you'll see him later. But he just one-shots it. And then like there's an octopus with lightsabers, and he one-shots it. And then it gets even more funnier, like stupider Looney Tunes type stuff where he's sleeping during the day, gets woke up by a jackhammer, and goes and slices the jackhammer in half because he's pissed off. So it was more silly in nature, and as it just kind of went on, it got less silly and more serious. So that's kind of where I started with it.
That's awesome. And I don't think I heard that story last time about kind of your friend and you guys not working together. I mean, I can't imagine not working well together with Dustin. I mean, we mesh so well all the time. I mean, if it's not I'm joking, right?
Right.
But I definitely understand, man. And That's
Justin,
all.
what are you laughing about? Like, are you like you know something?
So what's it like working with Justin? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just send him stuff and he sends me back cool shit. I mean, it's kind of one thing too. It's like, and I've been meaning to say this to him for a while, so I guess I'll say it to him like live and everybody can see it. It's really cool when I get like, I mean, I get the pages from Brian. And it's amazing. Like he just sent me a page the other night, and I'm like, man, every time he sends me a page, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And then I color it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I wish I did it better, but whatever. I have to finish it off, right? And then I send everything to Justin. He sends back to me. I'm like, holy shit, it's a real book now. It's kind of a trip, you know, and it's like that finishing touch that just brings it like together and just makes it like, you know, a legit thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
All right, Kenny. Well, man, we truly appreciate you coming on. Guys, I'm super excited about this. And Kenny, if you'll do me a favor, when this stuff goes live and you start putting everything on social media Monday, do me a favor, please tag me in this on your stories and everything else so we can make sure we share it out too. And so I remember to go in and definitely back this, because I'm telling you guys, it is something special. So, and from a book standpoint, like the quality of these books, I was very blunt with you, Kenny. I was very impressed. I was not expecting, because this is kind of my first Kickstarter, like for it to be as high of a quality as it was, right? So the pages were nice and thick. It was, I mean, the book feel was great. I expected it to, you know, not be that, but honestly, man, it was better quality than most Marvel books. So props to you on that for sure, man.
Thank you.
So anything else you want to talk about? Anything you want to add at all?
No, I think that's it. I just thanks for having me on again. It's really cool for you guys to have me on here.
For sure, man. Anytime, Kenny. And then, so TPJ asked, a group of owls is called a parliament. What about a, I'm not, Parliatron? Parlistron?
That's pretty good. If it was a group of owls piling robots, I think we could do that.
Yeah, that's right, because it is chickens.
We're doing chickens.
On the other idea. I thought it was a court of owls. So wait, that's right, man. And then, so how do you feel about Easter eggs in your books?
I try to put a little bit. I mean, it's kind of hard. I don't know. As I go, I think as I go on and write more, I think it'll become maybe more of a natural thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I put too much in the first one. Most of it's just, you know, like Weapon X and those type of references and things like that, which just things that I like, you know. Weapon X and Mega Man, obviously two of my most favorite things in the world, and as far as comics go, so.
Perfect, man. Absolutely wonderful. And one more time, I'm going to show off some of the artwork here. We don't have any text because Justin hadn't got on it yet, but we're going to get there soon. Look at that face. Hold on. Look at this face. Oh, man. Show off the coin.
Yep. First 75 backers. Is that right?
First 75. Yeah. Last time we did 48 hours. This time we're going to do 75. It's just an easy cutoff, and
yeah,
it'd be pretty good.
All right, Kenny. Well, again, thank you so much for your time, Kenny. We really do appreciate you. And make sure you tag us on all of the social media so we can share this out for you. And guys, this couple of these will go in the bro box. So whoever wins that, and man, look what I got, guys. I was pumped about this. Boom, got the ash cam.
Nice.
Got the ash cam. So awesome. So, all right, Kenny, thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Cool, guys. Thank you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
All right. So that was fantastic, right?
Yep.
Definitely looking forward to that. Again, thanks. Shout out to Kenny for coming on. Sounds like a great project. The illustrations are modeled on Justin.
And I mean, as good as that blue coin looks, man, I can imagine how good the green's going to look. That's going to look real good.
I'm a completionist, so I need to get the green one to go with the blue one.
I'll buy a couple of them. I might sell you one for about $700.
Perfect, guys. All right, so let's get into our regularly scheduled Comic Book Babble-on piece of everything. Where are we at? What have new pickups, right? That's what we want to do first. All right. Who wants
Hit
to
him with that intro? He wasn't even expecting it.
I know. We're getting back on it though. We're getting back on track. It's looking good so far.
Yeah, and so like for everyone who's asking about the bro box, we're gonna go through what we picked up this week, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the bro box, and we'll show you what we have so far to go into the bro box and how you can get a chance at getting the bro box.
Oh, and shout out to the two guys who just upgraded to the bro box
absolutely.
tier. Austin and Panda, thank you guys so much for that, man. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
And Josh said he will back it and he'll carry issue 1 and 2 of the Apex Cybernetic album.
We got a couple new people jumped in. Kachung, how are you doing? Good to see you. Christopher Babcock, how are you? Good to see you as well.
Yep.
Solando Fatima, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If I'm not, please forgive me. But we're glad to have you here. And Mr. 1-2, what's going on? Good to see you too, brother. Stevie B, my man, what's going on, bro? Good to see you as well. And Mountain Peaks as well, man. Always good to see Mountain Peaks Comics in the chat. So I think we are caught up on everybody. If I missed you, I definitely apologize. But if you're watching and you're in the chat, just appreciate you being here.
Kenny, you were great, man. No worries at all.
Yeah, don't worry, man. Nick gets onto me for a lot of things that I apparently say too much.
Oh, hold on. Like, all right, so let's drop
That's
it.
Okay, because Ryan just hit me up with something that he has found out that you say a very abundant amount of times, and said I need to figure out how to make an emoji. So,
well, if you tell me what it is, I will kindly make you an emoji so we can make fun of me too.
That would be absolutely fantastic.
Shut up.
My man, Ryan. Yes, sir.
What's going on? Do you have beans?
What's up?
Right.
What's up?
So let's
guys,
do a new pickup.
Had a great week for comic books this week.
Fantastic.
You know what? I'm going to start and go first because I never go first.
No,
Right?
don't, Josh. Don't say that.
I don't ever go first. So,
All right.
so I picked up Mega Man. I got the foil cover, but then I found this one later and preferred it much more, so I grabbed that.
Hey, shout out. Hold on. Sorry. Shout out to Bearded Comic Bro.
Creator tier member.
Go check him out. Hit the subscribe button because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to want to miss it. This dude is hilarious, and he does fantastic comic book, and he's smarter than Chris is.
I was gonna say, he's very smart. He's very smart.
He's smarter than Chaos and Comics is. So,
oh, Trinidad Gomez, the newest member for the
Thank you
family. We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely. So now you have access to all those awesome emojis.
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. So I picked up that Texas Blood issue number 3. This was going to be the one that helped me decide if this was going to stay on the pull list or not. It still didn't get me off the fence, so I guess in doing so, it will stay on the pull list.
Yeah.
Power Rangers 53, the foil cover, the A cover, and then I got the trading card variant because I collect the trading card variants. I think I care more about the trading card variants than the actual story that's going on right now. And I picked up the 3 Jokers. So I've got the, who is this? Is this the Jason Todd killer?
Yeah.
And then I got the Red Hood. And
that was my favorite one. So shout out to Panda, man, for helping me get that one.
Man, this is my favorite one. The Laughing Fish cover is absolutely my favorite one. I want the actual Laughing Fish Joker cover at some point.
What's up, Lost in Comics?
What's going on, Mr. Rapido?
El Rapido.
I got Spawn 308 because I really am interested in reading this Consequences of Sin storyline. So I picked that up.
Yep.
And then I also picked up Canto number 1, second volume. Man, this is so good. Was everybody else just so happy to have physical copies of Canto back in their hands? New material. It was so good.
I'm so pumped. I got the 9/8 TMNT homage coming, and then I found the 1 in 25 for a fair price that's coming.
Nice.
So,
Good deal, man.
So pumped.
I mean, Nick, if you could think of 2 words to describe this first issue, what would they be?
I was gonna do it, and then I didn't even realize it's what you were doing. Screw you. Absolutely fantastic.
This was on my pull list, and this actually came in the mail today. I pre-ordered this a while back, and this was the cover I really wanted back when we had Drew and David on the show, and they showed off all these covers and everything. Me and Nick both popped hard for that TMNT homage one. That was awesome. And I've got a couple of other ones that I'm going to show off, but we're going to show those off when we get to the bro box. The last thing I picked up this week was just this little thing. I mean, not that big a deal, you know. First Silver Age Riddler, Batman 171. Just a little thing I grabbed this week. You know, sometimes I do stuff like that, but I was so excited to get this. So
show it one more time. Look at that. And what is that for the people at home that don't know?
Like I just said, it's the first Silver Age appearance of Riddler, and it's actually only his 3rd ever appearance. He had 2 Golden Age appearances, and that was it. So,
bro, I didn't realize. Never mind. It's a topic for another time.
Okay. And I mean, perfect timing to grab this book too. With him going to be the next big villain, this is going to skyrocket, and the opportunity to grab it would get very, very small for me. So, perfect timing. And humongous shout out to my dudes over at Back to Back Comics, my local comic shop, for hooking me up with my pull list this week, as well as this beautiful gem here. Thank you so much, fellas. I appreciate you guys.
Do you have beans? So real quick, man. So if you're talking about to join, so it should have a little join button right there. Under there, but if you're on an iPhone, sometimes it's not there. And then another thing you can try to do is click on the super chat button, and then it might have that right there. But sometimes on an iPhone, it doesn't pop up. But if not, you can always do it on your computer. So, yeah, man, that Riddler book was awesome.
I'm telling you guys, I couldn't believe it, man. Honestly,
Joey said he's going to help you be a flipper.
Well, I mean, what happened with it is they had a way worse beat up copy of Batman 189, which is the first Silver Age appearance of the Scarecrow, which is probably my favorite Batman villain, bar none. And we were working something out, and something happened, and they sold it, and they felt bad, and I was like, don't feel bad, it's all good. I'm not mad about it, it's all good. But they wanted to make it up to me, so they gave me this book for the price that they were going to give me the other one for, and I absolutely could not believe it, and it was just, you know, an extremely kind gesture on their part, so I definitely appreciated it. Just so that everybody knows, there are still very good people that run comic shops out there. I know there's some bad ones out there, but just like anything, man, there's a lot more good than there is bad. So, and luckily me and Nick are hooked up with 2 of the best.
Absolutely. All right.
Have you, Yahweh?
Absolutely. Justin, you go next.
Cool. So I got X-Men number 11.
Let's make you big.
X Factor number 2. Hellions number 3. If you didn't know, I'm a big X-Men fan. Dr. Aphra, number 3. Amazing Spider-Man, 47. Daredevil Annual, number 1. Detective, 1026. Batgirl, 48. I also picked up a copy of Canto, number 1. I'm assuming you guys all read it.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to talk about it, too.
That Texas Blood, number 3. Savage Bastards, number 5. Year Zero, number 4. Mega Man, number 1. Like everyone else, Batman 3 Jokers. Fantastic Four, Antithesis, number 1. This is the Neil Adams book. I haven't read all of it. I've only gotten through like half of it. I was a little skeptical, but the art is very on point. And then a book that I worked on, the writer sent me a copy because he's a nice guy. SF3, number 0. So that was all the modern stuff. I may have also gotten a whole bunch of X-Men books in.
And real quick, Justin, before you show those off, this is perfect. I just realized here, Yahweh 2045. So this is my brother right here. This is Mr. Sean. This is the man that hooked me up with my grail of all grails, the greatest comic book ever printed, because it's the first appearance of the greatest comic book character ever, my Iron Fist 14. And me and him have gotten to be really good friends, so good of friends that I was able to help him move some books that he's trying to sell while also helping Justin get some books that he was trying to grab for his collection. And now that I realize that's who that is, definitely want to shout my man Sean out. Good to see you in the chat, man.
All right. So first up, we got X-Men 77.
Nice.
That purple on that cover looks so good with that pink.
X-Men 70.
I love those. I don't know, man. That black with the X-Men logo, absolutely some of the best.
X-Men 66.
I love the carnival scene on that book. It is just too good, man. How many times do you see a big carnival scene or a fair scene on a comic book? That is just awesome.
And if you didn't know, X-Men 66, this is the last issue of original material before Giant Size X-Men. So it went 67 to 93 was all just reprints.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
X-Men 27.
We enter the Mimic.
X-Men 25.
Oh, that's a good one. El Tigre.
X-Men 23. And finally, X-Men number 21.
Nice.
So with all of these X-Men books that I got in, I'm only needing 20 more issues, and I'll have the full run.
Which ones are you missing?
We've got a list.
Yeah, like they're scattered. You know what the most random one is? 83. And I think the reason I'm having a hard time finding it is because it's a reprint of the issue. It's a reprint of issue number 35, which is the Spider-Man cover.
Oh, the Along Came a Spider?
Yep.
I want that one too.
Yep.
Wow.
So, 20 more issues spread out. I think they're mainly like lower. Like, I mean, obviously, you guys know I have a number 1.
What?
I have a 7 and I have a 10. So, there's a large chunk there that I need to pick up and stuff.
Well, next week when we're out hunting with this guy.
Look, it had to happen.
Next week when we're out hunting with this guy right here on the screen, we'll definitely be on the lookout for sure. Because I'm helping him. I'm fixing to gear up real hard and help Ryan finish out his amazing Spider-Man run. That's what
Josh
he's
just
working on.
picked up a bunch of ASM in some of these collections.
Yeah, I told him, I was like, man, Josh just picked up a bunch. I know Dave has a ton of amazing Spider-Man between his 2 shops. So,
Yep.
Yeah, definitely going to help some folks finish some runs. That's for sure.
In all, like, being realistic, I think it might be possible that I finish out the last 20 in 2020. Like, yeah, I think it's a real possibility that I could get the last 20 issues this year.
Nice.
So, did you say you had number 8 you missed?
I don't think I have number 8. Hold on, let me check.
Let me check too.
He has X-Men cleaned and pressed. And then he said we can talk about it. So, Justin, you should jump on to TMNT when you complete X-Men. If TMNT number 1 wasn't so expensive, but you can also buy like a 2nd and 3rd and 4th print. I really want the 3rd print.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not sure what I want to go for after this. Like, I've got a full run of Amazing Spider-Man from 200 up, and then stuff scattered in lower than that.
Yeah.
So it's I could go that route. I really, really, for some reason, feel like compelled to start collecting Daredevil.
That's a good
And I told him to go. What did I tell you to do? Cap?
Yeah, you said Cap.
So you do not have number 8.
I don't have number 8. No.
No, I just checked the list.
Yeah.
Number 8, you just made the list.
I'm thinking I might try to go back and, man, that sucks, Brian. Now, did your wife say you couldn't buy any, or did Josh? Because Josh is probably not. Josh would probably try to sell them all to you. The here, buy this one and this one and this one. He's a great salesman, but he's never steered me wrong on a single book yet. Speaking of which, he knows I've kind of been on an indie kick here lately. So my pickups, I'll start with this one, and I showed the number 2 last week. So Fables. So he got the first trade paperback in for me. So excited to get into Fables. I'll probably jump into that one after Why the Last Man. I finally finished all of the Berserk volumes, so they're officially sitting on the shelf. Volume 6 comes out in November, so I'm pumped about that. Now I'm finishing up the Avatar books, and then I'll jump on Why the Last Man. So here's the ones I picked up today.
Are you enjoying that Berserk series?
Dude, I love it so much. It's absolutely fantastic. I
can't wait for you to start reading Why.
I'm so pumped about that one, especially after having Goran on, because I can't wait for him to announce his AWA book he's working on, because I want to have him back on, and I want to read Why the Last Man beforehand so I can really, and I know it'll probably be annoying, but dude, it's so freaking awesome to get to talk to somebody about their stuff. So got that one, and then Josh was able to get some of the.
That is the best one by far.
And it was fun. I'm laughing because of the story he told me how he got.
That's the only one I didn't get was the bomb cover.
Really? Yeah.
But honestly, I was only going to buy one cover, and then those guys had all 3 in there, so I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and grab them.
Yeah, those are the premium ones, right? So Dustin, I think Josh hooked you up again this week. That was in the box. Sabretooth 2.
Right on.
87.
Timeout.
Oh, no, that's What If starring Sabretooth. Uh-oh.
You have Beans is a new member to our channel. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Awesome, man.
Thank you. Let's see.
Did you notice?
Nate, too,
Did
man.
you notice what that card and the back of those Batman books is throwing all my homage to?
Hold on, I'm looking. So you're talking about this, right? Maybe I'm missing something, but I'll go ahead and I actually thought maybe they fit. Of course, I had to pick up Canto.
I'm disappointed in you.
Hold on. How is that homage to that? Like, I don't get it. Oh, I see now. I've never really paid much attention to the back.
This is supposedly like Nick's favorite book. How did I know that he didn't?
So tell me. So pull that up again. So Brian Boland did the artwork for this one. Okay, no, back. Go back. Front cover. So Brian Boland did that. Okay, and then Faybuck, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right, did this one. And I'm telling you, man, I love the consistency in the artwork. I think, and I was talking to Josh about it, and he goes, man, that's a huge compliment. But Jason,
pull up the fish cover because he's got on the hat.
Yeah, love it, man. Like, line work is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, look at the teeth and look at my teeth. I mean, the way that they did the Killing Joke here and the way that they did the kind of beveled lettering for the 3 Jokers on that. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
So I know people are probably specking on this pretty hard, but I swear, guys, I think this is going to be just like the Killing Joke. It'll probably stay once it ever bumps up, but I don't think it's going to be a.
Yeah, I there was 6 bajillion prints on it too,
dude. And people were buying. I literally saw people.
I saw a guy with a short box full. I was like, yow.
Yeah, but again, definitely thought these were cool, man. Love the story, and that's something we'll talk about. I've been on the Batman Superman 11. I'm not sure if I'll continue. I kind of started it whenever the Batman Who Laughs storyline was happening, and then if you guys didn't see, but I did a big unboxing from TKO Studios, some of the books they sent over. And it's the most dramatic unboxing. Yep. So use that code if you guys want 20% off of anything. We get nothing back. It's just a way to kind of give back to you guys. Justin used it and picked up a bunch of stuff.
You said Apex, so I had to drop it.
That's right. So Sentient from Jeff Lemire. So freaking excited about that one. Eisner nominated book there. And let me show you guys. These are oversized. normal comic book. So that's really cool. And it comes in this awesome slipcover. But if you want to see an in-depth
I
look,
wouldn't say anything with Sabretooth on it's a normal comic book. I mean, come on. That's like top tier stuff, bro.
then got this one, another Eisner nominated, and then that one. So TKO Studios, man. People were kind of
that slipcover for those, man. That was really nice.
So
Have you gotten a chance to read any of them yet?
Not yet, because I just unboxed them this week, and I was reading Berserk and then Avatar. But I'm probably going to read Sentient first.
Okay, I'll read that one first too then.
Okay. And then picked up some books from Oppressor, and I'll do a video on this too, because why not?
I'm so excited about one of these.
So first one I got back from Oppressor, Huntsville Comic Book Pressing Services. So there's the information on the guy I use. But sent off a couple books pre-COVID. So Giant Size Defenders #3. If I was going to spec on a book that's super cheap, it'd probably be this one. Everybody knows.
Very just got like 30 of those back from CGC in a video I watched.
Did Nick do a magic trick? Not yet. It's coming. Actually, oh yeah, I got cards.
You got your new Joker cards you can use, dude.
Yeah. I only got one though. So again, this is another big book. I actually bought this for $30 off a Facebook auction.
From Phil?
Yeah.
I remember. Oh, yes.
Hong Kong Phooey.
First appearance of Hong Kong Phooey. This was before the TV show. Issue #1, Charlton Comics. You guys have literally, like, I wish we had taken pictures. Did we take pictures?
No.
I wish we had taken pictures of what this book looked like when I pulled it out of our box of collection that Nick bought. Oh my gosh, it looked so bad. Tell him, Nick.
The spine was like over here. Okay. So it was all beat up, folded up. It was one of the worst books I've seen come out of a collection like that. And man, he did an awesome job pressing it. Is it perfect like the book itself? No. But definitely super happy with it. So
yeah, when he pulled that out earlier and showed me, I got like some of those guys going because, man, I was so excited when I found that. And then I brought it to Nick and showed him, and we were thinking like, well, you know, we'll kind of fold it over, get the spine right, sit some heavy books on it for a couple of weeks.
We did that too.
Didn't do squat. And I never expected that book to look as good as it does. So the fact that it came out that way, man, I am so excited. So excited about that. I got to figure out something to trade Nick to buy him out of it. I want that so bad to sit right here behind me.
That's like the only thing that ever came out of those collections I bought.
I know.
So,
like, golly,
hey,
amount of books. I filled up the back of our cars probably, 5-6 times full of different collections that you grabbed. And I mean, I bet I went through 5,000-6,000 books it was overall, and that was like the absolute coolest thing we found.
Yeah, and Josh, man, he has so many. It's ridiculous the amount of boxes that have come in. But yeah, man, Burke. You know, if you don't know anything about Burke family, check him out. Awesome guy. Loves him some Barry Allen. That is definitely his favorite Flash. So, if you're into Barry Allen and Power Rangers, check him out. So, all right. So
now,
go ahead.
Now that we've done talking about what we picked up this week, let's take a few minutes and talk about the Bro Box, how you can become eligible for a chance to get one and what that actually means. So we have different tiers in our membership. The highest tier being the Golden Age tier membership. And we're going to take once a month, and we're going to take everybody that is paying into that Golden Age tier membership, and we're going to put you on a wheel. And then whoever's name gets picked on the wonderful Wheel of Wealth, we're still working on a name for it. You're going to get a awesome mystery box from us. Now, these are some of the things that I've gotten so far. I know Nick's picked up some stuff too. Our goal is to try to fill this box up with stuff that is just flying off the shelf. So we're trying to get a copy of like these hot books as they come out so that you're absolutely getting some great value out of this. So this month so far, I've got a nice Thor issue #6 in there. We have the free comic book day Spider-Man. We have a Dark Knights Death Metal Legend of Dark Knights Robin Hood first appearance. This is a near mint copy. I know it's the Robin King, but I like to have fun with it. This is a near mint copy. Haven't read it, bagged it, boarded it, brought it home. And thanks to our Golden Age tier member, Adrian Pandawesome316, he was able to help us find and donate a copy of the Gunslinger Spawn 309. So all of these will be in that bro box. And I think Nick's got a few things. He's going to throw some of those Alopex stuff in there, or Apex Alopex. Pfft, that's the daggone not Ninja Turtle. He's going to throw some stuff from that Apex in there. Our bro box just got a whole lot better. Again, hey, thank you. We appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Definitely we'll have that conversation with you for sure.
The bro box is just our way of giving back to the people that are going to the max to support our channel. We want to make sure that we give everybody an opportunity to get something back. So again, for everyone that is a member of the Golden Age tier in our memberships, every month we're going to do a mystery box. We're going to try to make sure that it is always going to be something really good in there. And we're going to throw everybody on a wheel. We're going to do it on our live stream, and that person will get the box and we'll mail it to you. There'll be some stickers in there and stuff. So it should be pretty cool. So hopefully you guys enjoy that.
Yep. And then I'm putting together a little pack for everybody that has joined at any level, just as a quick thank you for the first probably 60 days. But yeah, guys, so I guess, we can go ahead and move on, but thank you for everybody who is a member and supporting us. And I tell you what, I'm probably going to actually, because, Jim does the gym crates. Right. Their boxes. I might make an actual wooden crate to put this stuff in. I think that would be sweet. Like, how awesome that would be. You get this wooden box, and you got to use a freaking crowbar to get into it. And I'm being a bit, facetious, but I don't have the crowbar cover. What? Okay, I got to get the Red Hood. And
I'm going to have to pack those books up real good if people have to use heavy machinery to get to them. Real quick, Justin, here we go. There goes your X-Men 83. My man Sean said he's going to take care of that for you. So go ahead and mark that one off the list, bro. There it is. There it is, man.
All right, so are we about ready to... Guys, y'all got to go check out Justin's unboxings, man. They're hilarious, and the bloopers are even better. Speaking
of Justin's videos, this would be a great time. Do you have them handy next to you?
Oh, no, I don't. I probably should have. Hold on.
I accidentally removed him from the stream. I didn't mean to do that.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. So, let's see. Padrian says you should talk about legal burning. Absolutely.
He and I don't know if I can afford it, but
yeah, I would definitely look, man. I'm telling you, if you guys missed that live stream, it's titled Burning Comic Books, and it is a great. I'm trying to think of
but it's awesome.
Yeah, it's not what you would expect. This dude does such great art.
Somebody drop his IG link.
Only person on the planet that does it the way he does it. And I don't want to spoil it too much, but I'm telling you guys, make sure you go check out that Burning Comic Books, and you will have your mind blown.
So the video that just dropped on Thursday, it was Thursday, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was my latest toy unboxing / haul video. If it gets 55 likes by next Thursday, we're going to open this. It is the Marvel Legends exclusive Gray Hulk figure. I wasn't planning on opening it. I was going to leave it in the box. But 55 likes, and we're going to open it.
Now, hold on. Now, what makes that thing so limited and so special, though?
I believe it was a Mexico ComiKon exclusive of some kind.
What? That's crazy. Now, I asked him personally, like, hey, are you going to open that? Because I really want to see what's inside. Well, apparently I wasn't the only one. We had a bunch of other people asking about it. He had no intentions of unboxing this. And you guys see behind him, he is a Lucy collector. So he is offering this up as a challenge to you guys, and gonna open something he really didn't want to, but he'll do it for you guys. You just got to get those thumbs up on the video.
Yeah, man, he's the best.
In addition to that, I came across this one. I think this is just a green one. I don't remember. They all run together. If the video gets 200 likes, we're just gonna go crazy and open this one too.
Yep. You have until this coming Thursday, guys, to get that video to 50 and then 200 likes in order for him to unbox these next Saturday night on the Comic Book Babble-on.
In that thumbnail, it's the Sideshow Hot Toys unboxing.
Yep. So make sure you guys go watch that. Justin's doing a lot of great stuff with his videos. He's buying a lot of toys and showing some really cool stuff. So
do you have Beans? Do you always open your toys? He's asking.
I do. The only thing that I don't have open that I've owned for a very long, well, not a very long time, that I've owned for more than a year or two, I have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Power Rangers Lightning Collection 2-pack. So it's
red.
Yes, it's the Zeo Gold Ranger, Zeo Red Ranger. I should open it, but I see that thing is selling for like close to $300 on eBay, and I'm like,
Yeah, Austin, we got to get everybody to share it out, man. Any toy groups, Facebook groups you're a part of, whatever. Let's get it out there because I want to see it.
Absolutely. Me too. I think it'll be absolutely fantastic.
1-2 Comic Talk. How are you guys doing? If you haven't already, guys, check out Kevin and his son. And yeah, Adrian Panda. If you say please, you're stupid. That's right. So the members got to see Justin kind of crack himself up. What's going on, Mr. Jim Mint? How you doing, sir?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Exciting stuff there, man. Exciting stuff happening. Exciting. So, guys, you want to talk about which book you guys want to talk about first?
We're gonna. Okay, all right. Josh, are you gonna jump in on the cover ranking, man? The artist ranking. Let it just shoot one of us a message. Let us know what time you'll be available, man, and we'll run until then.
Let's talk about Canto first. Justin, assuming you've read it.
I have.
That would make sense for many reasons. So what do you guys think first? What's your opinions on it?
I love the way that it. I mean, first off, it's a first issue, right?
Yep.
Like, I mean, that's probably the only negative, and that's me nitpicking on it. But the way it sets up what is going to be the overall story for it,
yeah,
I think is just fantastic.
Yeah, well, I tell you, one thing I noticed, there was definitely a tonal difference in the book to me. Like the first one felt very much so like an adventure style book, but this one felt very much so like there was a lot more dialogue in this one, obviously, right?
Oh yeah,
like conversations amongst the other members of, heck, what do we call them? The Canto clan? Like what is that species?
They call it like Tin Man or
Tin
something.
Man, yeah. But we didn't get that really at all in the first series. You kind of got just him talking to a few members, but this you're getting like a lot of banter and camaraderie, and I feel like that was a pretty big tonal change, especially
like the race scene, where they're the Malarex races. That was really good. I'm telling you, like, and I try to do my best to replicate Nick's fancy intros with my little Instagram story I did, which hey, David and Drew didn't think it was none too shabby. I'm just saying. But I loved this first cover, this first page inside the cover here, where it's kind of giving you the synopsis of what happened before and what led us to this point. Like I love the art there. And I was actually talking to Drew, about the artwork in here. And I told him, I was like, I love what you're doing. But even as much as I love what you're doing, Vittorio Astone, the colorist, I mean, this guy is, every time you turn the page, it's a grand slam. That guy has killed the coloring for Canto, man. This is a book, when you open it up, it is so vibrant and it just reaches out and grabs you. I mean, all the way to the point of the mask on Canto looking like, it almost looks like an old stove vent with the burning coals behind it. And I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that now that they are away, everybody has names now. His whole team has names. It's not just him having a name. Sorry, I don't mean to dominate the conversation. Y'all asked, and I mean, this splash page was really good with them looking down at their army.
Yep.
So the two things that I want to add to it are, another thing that I think is great is, as similar as each one of the characters they're that much different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're seeing them in all sort of shapes and sizes and colors and everything like that. Like, I think that's fantastic. And I like the little aspect that they add at the beginning of it, where Canto is now famous amongst his people. Yeah. And he doesn't know how to deal with that kind of fame or that kind of responsibility.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm not that big of a deal.
Kind of reminds me of Justin.
I'm not a big deal.
You're the most popular part of Two Brothers Comics.
Stop.
See, yeah, and you know, as the story is being told of how Canto, you know, his previous adventure, and he's like, look, you got to stop. Like, it wasn't all that. It wasn't the big, you know, crazy bravery story like you're saying it is. Like, and he's like, hey, you just let them have the hope that they need to fuel them to, you know, to be brave like you know you are in this story. And you know, it's not about you, it's about giving them the hope that they need. And you know, that was a really cool point.
I'm telling you, that final page, so excited. And I love the spin they put on it. It's like, even though they won, and at least you thought they won, no, they haven't.
Yeah, and I love that they're bringing back the Shrouded Man. Like,
yeah,
you know, you could have jumped in with a new villain, but you know, to continue on this same story, and now there's another problem, and Canto's the only one that is not actually being plagued by this curse. So, of course, you know, at some point it's going to end up being Canto on his own again, you would think, somewhere down the line, even though his new clan says, hey, no, you don't get to go have all the fun and get all the, you know, that go and clout yourself this time. We're going with you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how it goes as a team. You know, they throw their weapons in together, and the celebratory, you know, go team style deal there. It's really good, man. You can't say enough about Canto.
And I love that cover, man. That new one coming out, and the fact we're going to get like these Scarecrow type characters next. I think it's interesting, man, because with this type of story, they can take anything and kind of go anywhere with it.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Absolutely. You know, they bring back the Shrouded Man, but now there's a whole new underlining issue, even though that they did bring back the same villain, and it's something that they're doing that it makes sure that villain's not going to get stale. The story's not going to get stale.
It doesn't feel like a monster of the week or a villain of the week type thing.
Right. Absolutely.
And we'll move on here in a second, but one thing I truly appreciate is the work that went into, like Justin mentioned earlier, the character design of each one of these guys. They're all different. The helmets are different, what they have around, like their pouches and what they're wearing, from the canteens to the arrows.
Even the colors, you know, their colors are a little different. But I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's just, I love it, man. I've read this issue 3 times.
So, Justin, anything else you want to add to that one?
No, I think I've yet to read an issue of Canto that hasn't left me, like, I haven't stopped feeling hopeful.
For sure. And
I think that's the biggest appeal to it for me.
Yeah.
Is that it so this is going to be a tangent. When I saw Man of Steel for the first time in the movie theater, I came out feeling like the biggest piece of crap ever. Like, I just felt like, I don't know. Like when I see a Superman movie, I want to feel hopeful about the human race. When I read this book, for whatever reason, I feel hopeful of us as a people, and this issue didn't stop that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of like, I mean, it does. It gives you that good feeling and stuff like that. And sometimes, man, you know, that's what I love about comic books is it's that escapism kind of deal, you know?
I mean, in this cover right here, it's so good. And you can't really see unless you're in person, but they purposely made this look like it was about a 6.5 copy. I mean, it's got like purposely placed color breaks and the corners look dinged up in here. I mean, it's really, really good. I love this cover, man.
So people were asking about Canto and they don't have any. So I just went to Amazon real quick.
Isn't there a link in our Instagram?
Yeah, there's one in our Instagram, but I'll throw one up later. So Canto trade paperback. So check it out. It's on sale right now for $15.
There you go.
So and you
easily,
get it
easily worth that.
Oh yeah, I mean absolutely. So I recommend that. You can still find the Clockwork Fairies, and then jump right into this.
I just sent my Canto #1, my first print that my main man Stevie B AOK'd to me. What's up, Mad Mike? He AOK'd that to me. I just sent that out to the Geek aficionado. Let my man Jimmy work his magic on that with a nice press job. So that's going in my next shipment to CGC. I can't wait to have that somewhere back here on the wall because that's where it's going.
Yep. And then it might be Joey Baggis Evans because I know David and Drew. David, man, the influences and stuff they pulled from was it definitely was from a lot of different areas. So I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, Drew and David, they did a lot of research and kind of pulled from a lot of different kind of influences like that. So I wouldn't doubt it. So, all right, anything else to talk about on Canto?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, the big book of the week. What were your guys' thoughts?
So here's my thing with that. And it makes it even more interesting that I was able to like it as much as I did. A lot of the things that they're throwing back to with Barbara, with Jason, and all that. Like I haven't started reading Batman until the current run, so I wasn't really aware too much outside of just talking to people how all that went down. I've never read them, but I love that they did such a great job of going through and explaining it without explaining it to kind of even take someone like me who didn't know a lot about it. And now I feel like I know plenty enough to continue on with this series and understand the hatred that they have for these characters. So I really love that. And I loved in the very beginning, let's see, and I talked about this on Steve's live stream this week. If you open up in the beginning here, let me pull it out. Got to pull her out. Throw it on the table.
And I also love the way they named and titled the Jokers as they went through. So here's kind of Barbara's scene with where she was shot in the Killing Joke.
Yep.
Sorry, here. So that was a really cool throwback and reference. Obviously, we know what that's from.
Mm-hmm. Justin,
did you get a chance to read it, or are we spoiling everything?
No, I did read it, but I was just gonna kind of save my thoughts till the end.
Okay.
This was like my favorite part here. These pages, there's no words.
Yep.
It's just simply going through, and you look at all of Bruce Wayne's scars, and then it gives you the picture of like how these scars happen.
Yep.
And it's the telling of an age-old story without ever saying a word. You know, you see the scars on his back, you see Bane breaking his back, you see this scar on his midsection there where the Riddler burned him with his staff. You see the scratches across his chest where Catwoman got him, and then you see Scarecrow, Killer Croc, the Joker, the Penguin. I mean, all these different things that have happened to him over his entire lifetime, and getting to see like this beat up and battered and scarred body of Bruce Wayne, and you know, them telling the story of it throughout there without ever saying a word. That was awesome. I love that. And I loved that shark. That was cool too.
Hey, Chaos, get out of here, man. It was a good book. It made me feel good. I actually got to sit down and read it at Haven Comics today. It was kind of cool to sit down and read a comic at a comic book shop. Like, that was just a cool experience for me. But yeah, so Justin, you go ahead with yours.
I don't know. I kind of just thought it was meh. Like, I'm still going to, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to pick up issue 2. I thought the art was fantastic. I thought I liked the mystery aspect of it, but maybe I was too hyped for it.
Well, it's been hyped up for what, 3-4 years now?
I don't know. Like, so this is going to make me sound very like lettering elitist, right? so please keep that in mind when I say this. I believe it was a design choice, but I feel like the font was a little small.
Definitely small.
Because there was so much that they had to fit in, and they obviously had limited space to do it in. But I maybe that took away a little bit of the reading enjoyment for me. But like I said, that was a design choice that was done on purpose because the limited amount of space. So I get that.
Yeah, they went really heavy on like the 9-panel design throughout the whole book.
Yes.
I mean, and that's, you know, obviously they're trying to put a lot of story into a quick amount of time. But yeah.
I mean, how many pages was this?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
It was 120.
I don't know. I think I'd rather them have spread it out more. Maybe just turn this into like maybe a 4-issue mini, and that way we could read it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I said, and what I'm saying is just me nitpicking and being critical and saying that something that I'm knowledgeable about could be better. That's all I'm saying.
Well, so and that's all fair. I mean, right? Everybody has their own opinions on things for sure. And I definitely can agree. I mean, the 9-panel design, it was a lot of really small, very quick. I mean, you really did, you know, it was a lot to read in small spaces. But anyway, so what did you guys think about that? So that was, to me, when I was like, oh, okay, this isn't some, you know, BS where they're going to like, the 3 Jokers is going to be like a not
personality disorder or something
stupid, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that there are truly, you know, they're trying to make it out, hey, we do what we always do. We're going to make a better Joker. Dude, that to me, my mouth, I went, oh, it's real. So I thought
I like
that's the Joker that I'm scared of.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, because he's the original, right? That's the original Joker.
I don't know.
To me, it kind of seemed like they all, and that was what I was going to get to. The dialogue between them was really good. You know, the one Joker walks in, he's like, "What are you doing wearing my shirt?" Or, you know, "Hey, you stole my joke," and he's like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" And then, you know, well, somebody's got to be the boss, and you know, like I enjoyed the dialogue, but yeah, it was hard to tell like which one. Yeah. Like who it is, like, and I would think it was the one sitting there, you know, on the desk there like that, but I don't know.
Well, and another thing I really liked was how they took decades of Joker lore and made it feel like, oh, well, you know, Joker's just kind of changed his appearance and he's done this and that, and they didn't, like, obviously we know it's literally been decades of Joker, but in the book they kind of made it feel like it was just like everything was kind of happening all at the same time within, you know, a few years, obviously, span of time. So I thought that was a pretty interesting kind of how they did that, right? Because, I mean, how do you pull the Joker in from 50 years ago or however long it's been? I don't think it's been a full 50 to, you know, what's happened the last 10 years and all that stuff. So I thought it was pretty neat. I love the fact that they hit the 3 big storylines, right? Killing Joke, Jason Todd, and then some of the OG stuff with the fish. What was it, Gaggles?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I tell you, I don't know how far we want to go into spoilers on this. I mean, I would assume most people have read it, but the ending, man, the ending. And I'm not talking about the bullet. I'm talking about the things that he said about Jason Todd. When he was talking to Jason and telling him, oh, you don't remember, do you? When I had the gun or when I was beating you and you were begging me to stop, saying, please, I'll do anything. I'll be your Robin. He's like, I didn't have to stop. And yet here you are being a pain in the neck, a thorn in Batman's side all these years, doing the things that he's all against, the things that he hates, the murder, the killing and all this. You are my Robin. You became my Robin. When I read that, I was like, oh, you got to kill him. You got to kill him. Like,
I think for me, the bigger moment was what happened next when what Jason Todd said to Batgirl.
About the last time she missed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You ready to come on? Ladies and gentlemen.
The 6'9", 12 samurai. The picture looks nice and clear, man.
Wonder why.
Why?
It's looking good.
It could be this fancy new camera that I got. New to me, but old to Nick.
Well, it's only like 6 months old, but it's still real good one, man.
It beats the stew out of what I had, I'll tell you that. Somebody told me it looked like my camera had a softcore porn filter on it. That's what they told me, and I was like, A, how do you know? Yeah. And B, that's, I guess, what happens when you have a Post-it note stuck over the camera on your laptop for 5 years.
Yeah.
That residue doesn't come off.
Oh, man.
But to y'all's point about Three Jokers, though, I loved it. I thought it was great. And y'all know my frustrations with DC that I've had for the past 17 months.
Yeah.
I was loath to admit it, but I thought Three Jokers was spectacular. And if issues number 2 and 3 fulfill the promise of issue number 1, I think this is going to go down historically as one of the all-time great stories, like Killing Joke. Yeah. I think it's just going to be right up there as, tell me something I got to read. Well, you got to read Three Jokers.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And that was actually a conversation some people were having. They asked, started with big comic book collector, how you doing? So is the Three Jokers a good investment? So first off, let me be clear. We are not a spec channel. We will never pretend to be one. However, I will give you my personal opinions on it. And it basically is along the same line of Austin. It's so mass printed. Everybody bought copies after copies after copies. I mean, you can literally go on Instagram and see people with long boxes or short boxes full of these. Now, I will say, definitely a long-term, super long-term, but I don't think it's going to be a book that's going to be $500, $600, $700, $800. I mean, it's probably going to, in my mind, probably going to stay in a similar price range to Killing Joke. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, even a 9.8 Killing Joke is what, like $150 book
max, maybe.
So I mean, while it's and that's not to throw shade at that book at all, not even the slightest. No. I mean, it's just it's still it's definitely a key. It's definitely one of those the one of the pillars for the Batman series. But if you're looking strictly for investment purposes down the road, I don't know.
Yep, I'll stick with my copies. And
I'll tell you this, it's worth buying to read the story by far.
Yeah, and then so Joey, why does no one realize the predictable clone Joker story it is? It's a classic trope. That's fine. I'm cool with it. I'm enjoying it, and that's looking good, Samurai Josh.
Yeah, but what if they turn around and it's not?
Yeah, there's got to be a big twist.
Well, what they're implying, if you read that scene where the three of them are sitting around the table, the Three Jokers, what they're implying is that there have always been Three Jokers.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's interesting because that's not their first meeting, right? They have, the way that reads, they have done this a lot over a long period of time.
Yep. It
And
says,
it also kind of hints at some kind of hierarchy amongst them, even though they're all equal.
yeah, there's definitely,
it's fascinating stuff.
yeah.
And the fact that there's not really an origin on this guy, like,
You know,
they can
I'm
go
going to
anywhere
just
they
go out
want.
there and say, I think there are some characters you need to know the origin because that makes the character. Spider-Man, for example, right? You need to know what makes him tick.
Batman.
Wolverine was a lot more interesting when you didn't know. When you didn't know and you were dying to know, Wolverine was just a lot more interesting. And I think the Joker is one of those. If you tell them this story, he suddenly just becomes somebody you can understand. He's not.
Yeah.
It's not as interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. He loses that mysteriousness. And I think that's why a lot of people, and I love that they also kept hinting at no one knows his name. Nobody knows his name. Nobody, we don't know how. And the only thing you ever really get is, the chemical,
Right.
what do you call it? Container. That's not the word. Vat of chemicals that he fell into. That's really all you ever get. So I don't know, man. I love it. I think it's going to be good. I think it's a winner. I mean, Jeff Johns, he doesn't do much wrong. So,
well, he's had his. He goes through phases. He's like Picasso with his blue period, right? He's like, okay, I'm really, really good, but then, and then I'm back to really, really good. It happens.
look, guys. So check out the Absolute Killing Joke. This was one of the first deluxe editions or absolute editions I ever bought.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I love this, and you can find them everywhere. They're not very expensive, but somebody mentioned
That was for you, Dustin.
Joke. Yeah, but it's pretty cool because they printed it off in original comic book, and then comic book pages. But they also did a black and white kind of. It's just really cool. So if you really like that Killing Joke, this is something I've never really ever talked about, but it's like $30, and you can find it at Second and Charles, Half Price Books, buy it on Amazon, stuff like that. So, awesome.
Yeah, Austin, I haven't either, man, but I'm definitely want to.
I got them all. You can read them on the DC app, actually.
No, I hooked you up with one of them, I think. The last one you needed, I had. Like, I don't even know how I ended up with it, but I was like, yeah, I got it. But I haven't read them. I definitely want to, though.
Is Three Jokers a 3-book? I do believe it is a 3-book.
Is issue 2 next month?
They're going to do it every 2 weeks.
Okay.
I don't know.
John,
I mean-
when is it coming out again?
No, it's monthly. Final order cutoff for that book is next week
Okay.
for issue number 2.
I'm just. I mean, we know how Doomsday Clock went.
This one is 3 years late already because they were trying to avoid the Doomsday Clock scenario. And this is only 3 issues.
Yeah, because it was
So
it
it should only take them a year.
50?
I mean, look at what they're doing with Last Ronin, right? With TMNT Last Ronin.
So the Ronin thing, was that because the artwork interior got so much crap?
Which I don't understand. I
Yeah.
don't know what was going on there. There was some big snafu something with the interior art. How that's changing. So the preview, the little 8-page preview that retailers got, is out the window. We're not going to get to see it. That's gone.
Did you ever get any? I heard a lot
It
of
was
people.
online. I did not get the printed ash can because there was some you had to be at the super secret meeting with super secret handshake the day that they handed that out, and I just didn't. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. But I read it, the PDF that they sent us, and it was. I haven't read a Turtles book in over 20 years, and I haven't missed it. I was itching to read more of that. I was like, show me some more of this. I want to read the rest. And I was ticked off that it was only an 8-page preview.
Well, y'all are going to be real excited when y'all find out Jenica's the last Ronin.
Get out of
That
here.
did not appear to be the case from the art.
It couldn't be. It's not even in that universe. So I
I'm
debunked that
joking.
last night. Don't even start. Don't even start. We'll derail this whole show right
So
now.
look at you, Panda. You're awesome. I'm jealous.
I think I'm going to break down and go to the shop that I know has them for sale for like $40 and grab one.
They're gonna be. I think that's gonna be a lot.
I want one because, like, well, you know, I mean, I kind of dig these guys, and I feel like I definitely need to have one of those.
For sure. All right. So, anything else we want to add on the three Jokers? Justin hated it. Dustin's excited. I loved it. Josh was a fan.
Three Jokers. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. I was, and again, this is coming from a point where I'm pretty ticked off at DC, and I actively did not want to like it.
Yeah.
And I freaking loved it.
For sure.
A big part of that is the story is solid. I like what it does. I like the way that it says, okay, we got these three Jokers, and we're going to bring together Batgirl. Definitely has her own issue with the Joker. We're going to bring together Jason Todd. Got his own issues with the Joker. And then you got Batman, who's like the king of all issues with the Joker. And they're going to try to solve this problem. And you can tell the setup is going to be how did they deal with their own responses to the problem internally, not just solving the puzzle. But it's got some long-term emotional impact for them. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be great.
And I absolutely love Batgirl's design. It doesn't look, like she looks like Batman, just in a female version.
Jason Fabok, I'll tell you, his artwork is spectacular. He did the art for the Swamp Thing Winter Special like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which was glorious. Every time he jumps on Batman, it's spectacular. The art is amazing.
I'm just glad they didn't make her look like super campy or anything. I mean, she looks like somebody.
If you look where she first came in, boy, that suit is tight.
Yeah.
Well, she's not. I'll tell you what I like about it is it's not a J. Scott Campbell rendition of her where she looks like a Bishujo kind of version where she's hypersexualized and looks like a little girl at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wish J. Scott Campbell, who has some artistic chops, the Spawn cover he did for Spawn 300 was amazing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't TNA. It was just good stuff. He's got the artistic chops, but when he does his hypersexualization and like these young girls that are hypersexualized, I mean, Marvel had to pull his Riri Williams Iron Man cover because he turned a 15-year-old girl into like super sexy. Like, what are you doing, man? Stop that.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. But like I said, I mean, it was just I was a fan of the fact that they made her look like a superhero that should be taken seriously.
She's gonna kick somebody's butt. And,
for sure. And I remember, this morning while I was sitting there reading, I was like, man. And this right here, this panel was the one that really got me. Like, I was like, man, she literally looks like she would walk into somewhere and whoop some tail. And, I think that's what's kind of, I hate some of the comic book stuff where they do the super TNA stuff. Like, I can't get behind that. But, I mean, I was happy to see that it wasn't, they made her look like a strong female who's going to whoop somebody's tail. And it's not about TNA. You know what I mean?
I absolutely
see what they're going to do because they're bringing everybody into the current Batman run right now, and I'm interested to see how that goes too.
Yeah. All right. So
did Justin just decide he had to leave? He's back. It's like magic. I love it.
So they've been asking about this Joker figure. Do you have a favorite one?
No, because I don't actually own any Joker figures.
What?
I don't own any DC stuff
at all.
Yeah, I don't own any DC figures.
Have you heard of this character called Batman?
I am familiar with him. Yes.
He's got some really cool action figures, dude. You might want to look into those.
Hey,
I agree. However, I gotta draw the line somewhere.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair.
Well, I tell you guys, speaking of figures and things like that, I just pre-ordered my first statue.
Yeah, which one?
Can't tell you, but you guys will get to see it sometime between August 2021 and October 2021.
Unless they delay it.
Oh my God. But like, honestly though, that's why I did it, because I'm like, hey, it's super cheap monthly, like ridiculous, but it's going to be a big one. So I'm pumped.
Can you just tell us who makes it?
Sideshow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be this tall. Just like last time. That was such a tease. That was such a tease, Nick.
I know. Are we going to do any toy box stuff? Because I know we're doing a lot of that on the video. So tonight, no toy box? All right.
Toy box.
The toy box is go over and like that freaking video so we can get these boxes open because I want to see what's in there.
So real quick, because I do have one thing I do want to show. I bought a pop.
Do you feel dirty?
No, I mean, I don't mind the Dragon Ball Z pops. Let's do this. There we go. It's Vegeta when he's training, and I just thought that was really cool.
Did you put the rubber bands on it, or did it come that way?
It came like that. So I thought that was really cool.
Can I show off something? It's not a
Go
pop.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, absolutely. If it's not a pop, show
It's
what?
definitely not a pop. It's not a toy, even. It's a comic.
Yeah.
But you were showing off your books that you had cleaned and pressed by Larry at the Huntsville Comic Pressing Services. He does a phenomenal job, and he's a great guy. I've known him for a really long time. He's been a big guy in the comic scene in Huntsville for the past, 35 years. Anyway, I went digging through my boxes when this character, this Miles Morales guy, started getting kind of hot, and I was like, I know I've got that Ultimate Fallout #4. So I went digging through my boxes, and it took forever because it was in the second to last box that I looked at. I was like, you son of a but I dug it out. Now I quit bagging and boarding most of my stuff years ago. I'm reading it. I'm not collecting it per se. I'm a reader, and I'm just not doing it. Now for the store, for all that stuff, sure, but for my own personal stuff, whatever.
That is very interesting, actually, Josh, because you do own a comic book store, and I did not know about you.
I should just for ease of it, but if I'm digging stuff out of a box, the hassle of taking it out of bags and boards and reading it, the tape, and anyway, so I had him. I dig through my bags and my boxes. I pull out my Ultimate Fallout #4. It's been in a box forever. The box wasn't quite full, so it's in there, and it's kind of doing one of these numbers where it's not exactly straight up, and so it's kind of bent back a little bit. So if you held it up, it would tilt back like this. It would fold a little bit. It had a bit of a roll on the wrong axis, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I gave that to Larry to bag and board. It had a couple of things going on with it, and I looked at it and I thought, there's no way this gets above a 9.2 max. 9.0 maybe, 9.2. 8.5 I was pretty confident, but nothing above a 9.2.
Uh-oh.
Man.
6.
Nice.
Remember when you had that book?
I do.
So Larry cleaned him. He pressed this thing, and this comes back at 9.6. That was a heck of a job.
For sure.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Larry Marsilli, Huntsville Comic and Pressing Services. Dude does a phenomenal job. He's the one who did when Jeremy got that Fantastic Four #1.
Yeah.
Larry did a clean and press on that, fast tracked it through CGC, and it came back a 6.5, and that's a Fantastic Four #1. I trust him with books that size. My friends trust him with books that size, and you get results. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. So he did a great job on this Hong Kong Fooey.
Dude, that Hong Kong Philly, I wish I had taken a picture of a before and after, because before, the roll on that spine was so bad that I thought you were wasting your time, honestly. I was like, pressing a book is one thing, but you're not going to press that out. And that looks like a different book.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he did a book swap. And he was like, I'm just going to give this dude this cool looking one. I was very impressed with the way that turned out. I wish to God I had taken before and after pictures.
We said the same thing.
I wonder if we got to have one somewhere, I bet.
Maybe.
So we'll see.
But that was what I wanted to show off because I was really excited about it because I really was not expecting it to come back at a 9.6.
Absolutely, man.
Well, but I will take that. As Dustin says, I will take that all day.
That's absolutely fantastic. Oh, man. Well, in that other big book, man, I hope it comes back at 9.8. I'm pumped.
I hope so, too.
That right there will take care of everything that you've had coming in the last few weeks.
Yeah, except for the time it's going to take me to sort through all that stuff, to bag it, board it, price it, replenish the dollar bins, all that stuff. There is so much stuff. And you guys, if you can get a hall pass next week, y'all can come and just hang out all day, and we can put that stuff to work.
Oh man,
You can come down too, Justin. It'll be a party.
I've already dug through most of them. Hey, Josh hadn't even bought it yet. I'm sitting there digging through them, like.
What?
And
He's like, "Are you going to buy this?" I'm like, "Yeah, just give me a minute."
I did too. I told him last weekend. I said I felt bad because I walked in and I realized what was happening because there were long boxes everywhere, and they looked terrible. Like the shape of the long boxes, some of them looked so bad. And I go, "Josh, are you buying these?" And I thought they had finished, and he goes, "Yeah, I think so." And the guy goes, "Oh, cool. Let's go get the rest out of the truck." And I'm like, "Oh shit, my bad." And then I didn't feel so bad after he pulled out the first book. I was like, "Oh, okay. No, you're good. You're good. You're good."
I used to do the same thing with Mike at Killer Finds. He would have boxes sitting there, people's stuff they brought in for him to look at, and I'm going through it and making a stack. Like, this is my stack. So,
Yeah.
like, when you buy this is mine. He's like, I wasn't going to buy it. Well, you are now.
Well, I appreciate that, Panda. I tell you, the book that I just sent out, which I think is a good 9.8 candidate, is that Edge of Spider-Verse #2. Your first Spider-Gwen. I really think that's a 9.8 candidate.
And that's going to be a longer term hold too, I bet. Give it a little bit of time with the new Spider-Verse, and especially with that teaser at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming.
I think both Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, as far as character popularity, is here to stay.
Yep.
I think they're here to stay.
For sure. But, I mean, you had some awesome indie books in that first collection, and today you picked up a couple of really, really nice books for, a couple of ASM 360. I don't want to go into too much detail, but woo, man.
Yeah, I got a couple of ASM 361s, and both of them are in good shape too. They're in very good shape. I popped that X-Men #1 into Nick's box, so you can take a look at it, Dustin. Or sorry, X-Men 100.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah,
X-Men #1's different. I would be just firing that sucker off the CGC.
Yeah, that's not just sitting in my box, because if it is, I'm trying to get a key to the shop so I can just go by and pick it up, and I'll work.
You need a key, brother. I'll hook you up.
I'll work it off. I'll just I'll look through your comic collections you have sitting there and offer to buy them for you. But man, it was so much fun sorting through all of those, and I got in trouble with Sky because I supposed to be at home shiplapping a bathroom, and I'm sitting there digging through all these long boxes.
He kept telling me like, "Hey, yeah, I really got to go here in a minute. Ooh, look, another box."
Dude,
I really got to go now. And
I was so
2.5 hours later, I'm like, "Is your wife expecting you to be somewhere?"
Yeah, it was bad. But man, he had a New Mutants 87 in there, some really awesome indie books. But anyways, I wish it would have had my microphone on my camera, because I would have been recording that and uploading it. But anyway, so Justin looks bored. I'm sorry we're boring you. If you say please, you're stupid.
God, those bloopers, man, I was rolling.
Yeah.
I was just absolutely rolling.
I was laughing at myself. They were pretty funny.
I'm so jealous of you, Dustin. That's a book I don't have, and I love that book.
You got some books I don't have,
Avengers 4.
That's true.
Oh man.
Now I do have to ask this because I heard top 10 cover artists, right? Was there any time period on that?
Nope. No rules.
All right, because I have 23 honorable mentions.
I have 3, and I'm considering taking one of them and putting them into my top 10 and pulling one of my top 10 out.
This was got to be the hardest one ever. So yeah, is this what we want to jump into next, our top 10?
I'm ready. I have been foaming at the mouth since last Saturday night.
Is that what that was?
Wait, no one, Nick, there's still audio.
All right, let's jump into. Oh man, what'd you say, Josh? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I said, watch the potty mouth, Nick.
Yeah. Hey, real quick though, we did not do this at the beginning of the show, and we meant to, but we started a little bit late. Tragic news. I mean, absolute heartbreaking. Last night, I told my wife, I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "You guys won't believe what happened." So quick kind of second moment of silence, whatever you want to do. But, the king, T'Challa, I mean, God bless him, man. God bless his family. It's just heartbreaking. So, absolutely awful. 4-year fight with colon cancer. Nobody knew. And as a father, somebody who has a family, I mean, you got to respect that. The movies he was putting out, the effort he was putting into things while going through chemo and everything else and not telling anybody so he could continue to work for his family and says a lot about the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just lost one of our guys up at Haven the day after Christmas after a 4.5-year battle with colon cancer. And they told him 4.5 years ago he had 6 months to live.
Yeah.
And he lived another 4 years past that. And it's rough. So I know what that does to somebody. And the fact that Chadwick Boseman was dealing with that and was able to do all the things that he did and was willing to do it. And if you see the video of him going to the hospital and hanging out with kids in the cancer wards and things like that, when he was dealing with it himself and nobody knew.
Yeah.
That's a prince of a guy right there. And I hate to see anybody go through what he went through and to end up the way that things went. But I'm glad we had him while we did. He did some amazing things. He played Jackie Robinson and then died on Jackie Robinson's birthday. I mean, insane.
Yeah. It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal, man. And God bless his family. It's tough.
Yeah, we had Captain America: Civil War and Black Panther on loop at the shop today.
Yes.
Just walking through. And I'm sorry, I saw earlier, and I have to go. Yahweh 2045. I had to say it earlier. Collect Yahweh, and that made me howl.
Look at the shirt, man. Look at the shirt.
That's awesome, man.
Dang.
And today was actually the funeral for all of our friend Edwin Ocasio. So just make sure you guys keep his family in your thoughts too, because
how's the fundraiser thing for him?
Oh, it's been honestly, the last time I looked, it was well over 15 grand. I mean, that's been
awesome. That's the
awesome.
Community coming together the way they should.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It has been awesome.
Yep, absolutely. So
whenever you think that humanity sucks, which is often, you look at things like that and where people in a community come together and support each other. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Absolutely agree.
So, all right, well, let's jump into the top 10. Let's bring the positivity back up a little bit.
I got something real quick. If we want to bring some positivity back into the stream real quick, something to get people excited about, something I'm excited about. I just got a little Instagram message here giving me the okay to fill you guys in on some exciting news. I would say for Two Brothers Comics, but it's more just exciting news for me.
So, you were too, man. That message.
Oh no, it's another Fruit Funko Pop. Let's all go taking that.
No, this message hadn't even been there for 30 seconds, dude.
You see, I got a text message from Big Brother Jim today, Mr. Jim Mint, and he asked me. He said, "Hey man, which one is Dustin? That's the Power Rangers fan, right?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm the Power Rangers fan." He said, "All right." He's like, "I'm going to be doing an interview with a guy, and I'd like to have you come on and co-host and help me out with that." I said, "Cool, man." So I will be on with Jim Mint and Kyle Higgins. I believe the date was September the 8th. We're going to be interviewing and talking to the creator of Lord Draken and the first writer of the first couple story arcs and the first 3 volumes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from Boom Studios. So I could not be more excited about that.
Yep. So are you excited? First of all, congratulations. That's awesome. Look at you getting your journalism creds right up there. But two, are you excited for Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, the 2 books that are the new series coming out?
I'm honestly at the point where I don't even know. Like, I haven't really enjoyed it since Shatter Grid ended. Truth be told.
But be careful with the conversation, right? So,
well, honestly, like that's when Kyle Higgins he stopped writing it at that point.
oh, is that when he jumped off then?
Yeah, like literally, like everything Kyle Higgins did with like that's why I'm so excited because like I'm going to beg him to come back. Not really, but I mean seriously, like I loved his style of writing, and I don't want to get into it too far, but I mean Kyle Higgins was absolutely top tier with that book for sure. And he's wrote other things like Nightwing. He did really good on that too. So, but just wanted to announce that real quick. What you got there, Justin?
Yeah.
Another series he wrote.
Yep. That's right. Cal. Yeah.
Is that about the Riddler?
No.
So he hasn't done his debate yet, but I think I'm going to be allowed to judge, and Justin's going to judge, and we're both going to vote for
not going to be allowed to judge. Absolutely.
I think I'm the only judge for that.
I don't know. Yeah. I think if I push hard enough, I might be able to get on there and just go hashtag Team Chris the whole time. Like Justin could absolutely have the greatest whatever, but nah, Team Chris.
You would want something to come back to the channel as a win.
You are the champ. You're the hunt champ. Nobody can take that from you. You're almost the most winningest hunt champ in the world. So you have that. I know you do. Steven, man, this is fantastic. So if he already has that live stream scheduled, if anybody wants to drop that link, we'll definitely share that because that's fantastic. We ended up just doing a donation straight in, but this is, again, another show of how awesome Metaphor, or just the community and everybody is. So Necessary Evil sucked.
Are we at the part of the show where we can plug stuff?
I guess until we do the top 10. Go ahead, Justin. Plug away.
Cool. So, real quick, if you didn't know, Tuesday, September 1st is Letter Appreciation Day.
That's right.
To celebrate, And World Design, the lettering studio that I'm a part of, is having what we are calling an unprecedented event. Tuesday.
Somebody's going to appreciate letters?
Well, no, we're all going to be overworked and tired that day.
I thought that was normal.
Exactly. So Tuesday at 8 o'clock on the And World Design YouTube channel, and I will drop a link in the chat. There will be a live chat or kind of like a roundtable discussion involving 5 different letterers, all part of the studio. And we'll be taking questions from the chat as well as like a curated list of questions. It's going to be very interesting. If you had any interest in what a letterer does or any sort of interest in the comic creating process or how maybe a letterer's mind works.
Awesome. Hey, Justin, remind me when you guys get ready to do that again so I can make sure I share that on our community tab so any of our subscribers will have visibility to go check it out. Yeah,
so would you guys, is it best to share the channel or that there's already an event set up for it, like the reminder's already out there?
Then do the video, and then people can subscribe and hit the notification for it.
Got it.
And Joey Bagga7 says you suck as a judge.
That seems unnecessarily harsh.
Hashtag Team Effing Nick. Look, all right.
If we're plugging stuff, I wanted to just because these are cool. Nick turned me on to these bad boys.
Oh yeah.
To get these stickers made, and I totally dig them and love them. So thank you for that, Nick.
And I got a couple. We're gonna be putting in a couple of the boxes. So, all right, we ready? Top 10 list. Look.
Yes, sir. I just did, man. I shut the whole show down for about 5 minutes to talk about it. Yes, sir. So me and Jim met again, guys. September 8th. We're gonna be talking to the man that created the greatest Power Ranger ever, Lord Draken, the man who wrote the first 3 amazing story arcs and these awesome volumes of Power Rangers, Kyle Higgins. So definitely looking forward to that. Make sure you guys mark your calendar for September 8th when we get to talk to him, because it's going to be an awesome, awesome time.
If
Make sure you go back and cut out that little clip where he just hit himself in the head with that book.
I was about to say, I was about to say, because if he makes it there, he smashed his head in.
Ooh. Dustin has a concussion. We don't know how that happened. So I have a question for you, Justin.
Yeah.
How many names did you actually go through to put on this list? And did you have a hard time narrowing it down to 10? I don't know why that's funny, but
I don't get it.
Apparently, I struck a nerve.
So for everybody that's watching, we're about to do our top 10 list for the night that we always do every Saturday. And tonight is top 10 comic book cover artists, which honestly is just going to end up being a lot of just regular comic book artists. But why was that so funny? Somebody fill us in.
We'll tell you later.
Okay. All right.
This is why you don't miss the beforehand, Nick.
And I made a list already.
Nick has found a list.
Twice?
Yes.
All right. Honorable mentions. Let's get it going because we're trying to keep this thing around 3-ish hours. So.
All right. So I'm going to start my honorable mentions. So my first honorable mention, and some of these are going to, I don't know. Hopefully nobody gets mad. I don't care. First honorable mention is Alex Ross.
Oh, you're so full. Honorable? Come on now.
Honorable mention, Alex Ross. He does a great job. His paintings are beautiful. I threw a Rocketeer in there for Justin, that Captain America in there for me, and the other 2 for everybody else, man. So he's definitely talented, but he just didn't cut the butter when it came to my list. Next honorable mention I have, and this one might really get some people a little toasty. Sorry about it. I got Mr. Jim Lee as another honorable mention. He definitely had some iconic and great covers, but again, just didn't cut my list. It came down to him or another guy, and I picked the other guy. And my very last honorable mention, this might be the shocker of the night. Clayton Crane did not make my top 10 list. And
I'm surprised by that.
I'm telling you, I'm sure everybody's blown away and shocked by that. That Miles Morales cover is probably one of my favorite books that I own. I cannot wait to go drive down and meet him and get it signed. I love the guy's artwork. I love his covers, and I just couldn't put him on the top 10 though, man. I'm telling you, I am so confident with the top 10 that I have. I will be unshaken tonight.
Well, you at least get your number 7 spot for sure, guaranteed.
Oh, I'm getting a hell of a lot more than number 7. I promise you that. I promise.
Where's Tyler number 7?
I don't know what kind of jackleg jabroni you got on yours, but I'm telling you right now, my list is perfect.
All right. So who's gonna actually track this tonight? Justin, are you gonna do the spreadsheet again?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Nick, did the list you copied have any honorable mentions?
First off, okay, so this is how stupid I am. I was about to say no, it didn't, but I was trying to say I didn't copy the list.
I've literally watched this guy sit next to me and look at other people's lists to make his, so that's why.
Hold on. That was a weird night because we picked something stupid that night. Now,
that happens quite often, but
my honorable mentions only have 3. So the first one is actually Fiona Staples. I love her artwork. Fantastic. I don't think a lot of people give her enough credit. However, she is probably one of the best artists around. If you're a fan of Saga, you've seen her artwork. Second one, Brian Boland. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Boland. Josh Boland.
Boland, yeah.
Yeah. Honorable mention. Then Capullo. That was my third.
You know, I'd like to add a female to my honorable mentions, so I'm going to put Jenny Frison on there because I enjoy the crap out of her art.
Yeah, she is solid for sure. So, but yeah, so those are my 3 honorable mentions. Justin.
I only have 1 honorable mention. Scotty Young.
Interesting. Okay, Josh.
I wasn't kidding. I've legit got 24 honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
Justin, crack another beer.
I won't say anything about them. I'll just go down the list, right? Okay, I might say a little bit of something about it. James Jean, the guy who did the covers for Fables. The covers for Fables were incredible. Stephen Butler,
Jeff.
the guy who did Scarlet Spider, the Web of Spider-Man stuff. He did Silver Sable. He has been doing homage covers of 70s Marvel horror, sci-fi books, all this stuff for Lady Death, for Brian Pulido. He's been doing those covers for the past few years, and he is just churning those things out, and every one of them is a masterpiece. These perfect homage covers where you take Deathlock and you turn that into Lady Death. I mean, you take the old vampire Dracula cover and you turn that into Lady. He's doing amazing work. Dave Dorman is on my honorable mentions list, and that one hurt me because his Star Wars, his Indiana Jones, Predator, all those, dude is incredible. John Buscema, Jim Aparo, Neil Adams, Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, Dave Mazzucchelli, Brian Bolland, Steve McNiven, Joe Kubert, Arthur Adams, Bernie Wrightson, Mike Diodato Jr., Walt Simonson, Sarah Pacelli, Art Germ, Joshua Middleton, Wally Wood, Brian Stelfreeze, Jason Fabok, Steve Efting, and Colleen Durant.
Wait. Were those honorable mentions?
Yes.
Well, who the hell's on your list then?
People I rated higher.
Whoa. Okay. There was definitely some names on your list that are going to make this top 10. I promise you that.
Dude, I've got names I still haven't added to this that I could add to this.
Yeah,
because this is so freaking hard. If we had limited it to a decade or something, I would be a lot happier.
Yeah.
But having to do this, it made me really stop and think. And there are some, I mean, like Wally Wood, man, that dude in the 50s was churning out awesome covers that told a story. I mean, there was so much going on those covers, and he could convey to you what was happening and why you wanted to pick up that book. And his background, as a matter of fact, Stephen Butler, who I talked about, when he does commissions and he does covers and things, he puts homages to Wally Wood all over the place with his background. Like Dr. Doom's castle, he puts that in anything he can. Just a fun little thing to look for when you look at a Stephen Butler cover. But yeah, Wally Wood's incredible, but he is way down the freaking list. And I felt bad that Steve McNiven's not higher. The man's a genius. Love his artwork.
You're muted, Nick.
I see people are pretty upset with you, Josh.
Well, dude, I mean, what am I going to do?
I'm just excited to hear the list now. So, Nick, you start us off with number 10.
All right, I'm about to blow people's minds right now because I'll be honest with you. My 10 and my 6, I think people will have issues with, and I'm
thought you were going to say they were the same person.
No. I think people are going to be fine with that. But when I think truly cover artists, and that's what they're great at, there's first 3 people that come to my mind is this person, okay? And I understand that they're not a great legend, they're not one of the greats, but again, if we're talking cover artist and what they're known for, this man, I think, deserves it. Scotty Young, okay? I mean, it's not...
Just a heads up, Nick, Scotty Young is also my number 10.
So good. I don't feel as bad. Again, you think cover artist. I think Scotty Young. Jay Lee is another one I really like, but I don't think he is I can't put him up.
Hang on, Dustin. Don't have your stroke quite yet. We'll explain.
Scotty Young, though.
I'll tell you why Scotty Young. You recognize a Scotty Young cover immediately. You know it right out of the gate. That's a Scotty Young cover. He more or less created this whole like comedy variant cover thing that nobody else was doing. And when he first started, I hated him. It was like, who is this idiot making these cartoons out of Magneto? Yeah. That's stupid. I hated him. But he is absolutely iconic for what he does. Nobody else does it as well as he does. People have tried, and they're just not as good. He can have fun with characters that you're not supposed to have fun with. Scotty Young, it deserves a place on here, and I included him specifically because he's different, but because you recognize the Scotty Young cover right out of the gate, and you know that that's him.
Well, then I feel like I will have a great argument for mine, considering the reason why y'all chose him. I feel confident in mine. Justin?
Number 10 for me, I have Carl Banks.
Oh, that's a great one. I didn't even have him on here, but he deserves to be.
I
This is gonna be a
love
hard list.
old Uncle Scrooge and Donald Duck covers.
And he asked me if I thought he would get crap for that. I was like, no, I think that's awesome. Like, absolutely. So
Joe Bag of Sevens there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Scotty Young is very political humor. It's the same idea. But no, Carl Banks is a total. That's a great one. I'm on board.
So,
yeah, I almost wanted to cheat and make it Carl Banks / Don Rosa, but we'll keep them separate.
No, Don Rosa does not have a winning personality, so I would just leave.
It's only if you bring up DuckTales.
No, it's not just if you bring up DuckTales, my friend. We can talk later.
now I almost put Gabriel Deodato on my list.
That's a good one.
But he's going to have to be an honorable mention. Now, you guys talked about Scotty Young.
Me too.
You guys talked about Scotty Young. You know, it's an artist that you immediately recognize that's him. He's got a very recognizable characteristics about his artwork that just screams Scotty Young. Well, so does my number 10. And I know this isn't going to make the list, and I don't care, but I love this guy's art, and I don't like. It doesn't matter who he's drawing; you know who it is. So I've got Kevin Eastman. I mean, you know, he's mainly a Turtles guy, but when you look at like stuff like he's done these variants for other different books, and I picked this Wolverine specifically because I mean, it just. You can tell that's an Eastman art right there all day. Nobody else does art like he does. So I bumped Jim Lee off the list to put Eastman on the list. And that was a personal favorite just because I enjoy the guy so much. And I love the variants that he does for the current Turtle runs. I mean, the only current Turtle run books that I'm actually buying right now are the Eastman variants that I enjoy because the story is not really up my alley right now. So
I do like the ones he did for the MMPR crossover.
Yeah, and the ones he did for the Batman crossovers were really good too. I mean, I'd like that grittiness to his art. I really like that. So that's my number.
I'll tell you, we have a couple of subscribers at the store who specifically request the Eastman variants for anything. And we also have more subscribers for the store who specifically request Scotty Young than we do Art Germ.
Art Germ last year's darling, though.
Same thing with Momoko. She's going to be over in a minute. Although Momoko has her own little thing coming out, doesn't she? Her own little book.
Yep, in November.
And don't get me wrong. I think everybody has their own opinions, right? If you love Momoko, that's great. She has her very own anime manga style artwork, and that's fine.
And guys, everybody in the chat, feel free to message us like your pick for the round we're in, and like,
yeah, because we'll share it or chat it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we want this to be interactive.
So we're moving on to number 9 now. So
no one has taken offense to my Carl Banks pick at number 10, so I'm happy about that.
Totally legit.
I told you, man. And now you get to jump us off with number 9.
All right.
Yeah, so, Justin, jump us off, please.
Number 9. It's kind of a cheat, but they're a pair, so I had to say both of them. I have Terry and Rachel Dotson at number 9. For whatever reason, I just very much enjoy their artwork.
Let me see.
Right on. And I kind of went about that with my list too. Like, you know, a lot of it is not necessarily the people on the list, but some of the placement of the people on the list goes by how much I enjoy their work. But they still all deserve a place on the list. So
yeah, the Dodsons are awesome, no lie. I like their stuff. I love Terry Dodson's work on Mantra back in the day for the Malibu Ultraverse. That was my introduction to him as a character. Or to him as an artist. It was fantastic. That was a fun book.
There's some TNA for you, Josh. No wonder.
Well, you don't know what the book was about. The book was these two armies who have been fighting for these two immortal wizards since time immemorial. And they just keep, when they die, they come back, right?
That's funny.
But when they die, they come back. Well, the one wizard finally gets outfoxed by the other, and all of his guys get killed one more time, but he's only able to bring one of them back. And when he does, he brings this dude back, and their spirits come back in the body of somebody else, and he comes back in the body of a woman.
Yeah.
And so it's this dude, who's been around for millennia, is suddenly stuck, and he can't. This is it. This is the body he's stuck in. He's stuck in the body of this woman, and he's trying to figure things out. And that was some of Dodson's early art, but it was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish again, not to go on a tangent, but I wish they would do something else with the Malibu universe. After really digging deep into it.
The Malibu Ultraverse would come back, but not in that lame way that they kind of sort of tried to half-heartedly bring back the cross-gen books. I would love a really for real Malibu. God dang that Butch Geist. I didn't put Butch Geist on my list. Butch Geist should be on my list.
All right. Let's get back on track here. So number 9, Justin, was the Dodsons. Dustin, is it your go?
It's Josh's go.
Josh's go.
A lot of people are going to probably think that this should be higher up, but Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes is very well known for what he does. I personally not a huge fan of his stuff, but Adam Hughes and the AH signature, everybody knows him. So, Dustin,
tell you, one of my favorite books that he did was the Hellboy Winter Special.
Yeah,
2 years ago or a year and a half ago. That was a surprise, great cover from him because it was it was outside of what people usually ask him to do.
Yeah.
But his books he did for Archie, all the stuff he did for DC, his Zatanna, his Power Girl, his Birds of Prey. The guy, he can draw, and he's got a unique style that other people try to imitate him. And that tells you something that he's on to something, and he's got a way of doing things. He's not my favorite, but I think just from a top 10 people that have a unique ability with covers, I think he's on the list.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. All right.
Ready to see the chat burst into flames? My number 9. The Todd Father.
I wrestled with putting him on the list just because so many of his covers are so iconic.
Yeah, the Batman, the Hulk 340. The Hulk 340 is a key just because of the cover. That's
agreed. 100%.
That nobody. How many people even know what the freaking story is to that book?
It's about a reflection of the Hulk,
right,
in the claws.
The Batman 423. It's the cover. You don't buy that one for the story, and he's got a lot of stuff like that. But what he did with Spawn and the stuff that he created there, his Hulk, his Amazing Spider-Man runs.
People, I think, are still in here talking about
Peach
Momoko. That's funny. Yeah, have it out in the chat for sure. All right, so my number 9, Clayton Crane, actually. Another guy that if you do cover artist and you think about it, Crane has become, I think he cemented his place as a top. And again, I know he's not going to probably make the master list, but you look at his artwork.
Of current artists right now in the last few years, he's definitely stepped himself into the top of what's going on now with the new artists for sure.
Now, let me be clear real quick. If somebody puts Matina on this list, I'm going to have an issue. Justin, no, you didn't. Did he put Matina on the list?
Nick should really be hanging out with us backstage when we're prepping, Justin. I'm just saying.
No, he didn't. You put the copycat, the man. No, you didn't.
Look, no beard? Beard.
You put Matina on the list, dude.
Sorry, I was busy changing my list.
No, you didn't. Let's spoiler it right now. Where did you have Matina? Oh, God. Please, that's not number 2. Or what? No way. I'll tell you. I mean, he's very well known, but God, he copycats everything, dude. He steals people's artwork.
Listen, spoiler alert. He's number 2. Greg Land is number 1.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Who's your number 9?
I noticed the quality of Greg Land's covers went down dramatically when the Victoria's Secret catalog stopped getting printed.
Oh man, we're gonna have to really get into this one then. Let's keep going. My bad. I didn't mean to create a big issue there.
Well, I'm just that's not a real thing. Like I just wanted to like.
You were just ginning up controversy.
Oh,
weren't you?
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so we can still be cool friends.
yeah. We can still be friends.
Okay.
Still be friends.
So, Josh, what is your number 8?
My number 8 again goes to instantly recognizable, copied by tons of people forever. And I don't think he'll be on anybody else's list. I'll be shocked if he is. But Frank Frazetta. All those eerie covers, creepy, his Death Dealer.
I've got someone in that same category. I would consider him to be in the same category as a Frazetta. So
he could create an atmosphere on a cover where he told you where you knew where that was set, you knew what was going on, you were there, and sometimes you didn't want to be because bad stuff was coming. Frank Frazetta did incredible comic covers.
Did he do a lot of those creepies?
Yes, creepy and eerie magazines, both of those.
Yeah. I
mean, like these dark, shadowy dungeons with these ancient pillars and sultry women, and he always had, didn't always, but he often liked to put things like pumas and leopards and all these things around that made it feel more exotic and scary. His Death Dealer cover, just that dude sitting on a horse with an axe. I mean, people are aping that still to this day. And he could create just this incredible atmosphere like nobody else. I think he's up there.
Right on. All right, my number 8. And I don't know. I thought the chat would be more upset with how the back end of my list is, but I don't know. Maybe this one will do you in. My number 8, John Romita Sr.
I do take offense to that.
I mean,
What'd you say, Justin?
I do take offense to that.
Why?
He may be showing up on my list later.
Oh! I see what you're saying. I see. I thought you were saying
I wanted to put him higher up on the list. I really did, but I couldn't.
That was me. I did. Nope.
Look, Rob Liefeld is Justin's number 1.
I'm going to guess death metal. If you're not a John Romita Sr. fan for your ASMs, are you a John Buscema fan?
I thought
I love Big John. John Buscema was the man.
He was probably disagreeing with where I put him.
God dang it! Also, Barry Windsor Smith. Oh, he's not on my list either. He's amazing.
Thanks, Kenny. Guys, check out our social, his social. Cover 2 or issue 2 is coming out. You have an opportunity to buy issue 1 starting Monday. So super excited. Kenny, thank you again, man. All right. My turn?
Yep.
All right. You guys know what's going to happen at some point, I think. I mean, he doesn't need much intro. Jim Lee, absolutely. Number 8. Come on.
I find Jimmy's covers are interesting because there's not really any different from his interior art, right? Except there may be a little bit more detail just because it's the cover. But you don't find people trying to copy his covers. How many iconic covers does he have that somebody's tried to copy?
Good point. Although he does get a lot of homages to his X-Men #1 stuff.
That happens more than anything else. But I mean, even you look at, say, his Batman Hush covers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a million other similar ones.
So maybe I'll just remove myself from number 8.
No, I'm not talking you out of your pick. It's a totally legit pick.
People in the chat
That
were
was the
mad.
reason. That's the reason I didn't put him in my list. That was one of the reasons. Yeah.
Well, I feel less than now. I feel like my list
Well,
is now
Comic
less than.
Geek agrees that he should be even higher. Justin, what's your number 8?
My number 8, and I feel really, really bad. Well, first off, obviously I've got tastes that are all over the place, right? So
Are
I'm
you about to
mentioning
say Don Rosa?
no. I got Carl Banks, Scotty Young was an honorable mention. The Dodsons. I feel bad for having this person at this spot. I wish I could make them higher. Number 8,
Didn't you say Frank Miller?
Darwin Cook.
Oh, that's totally legit, man. Darwin Cook's awesome.
I
Talk
wish
about
I
a
could-
comic creator we lost way too early.
So Darwin Cook for me at number 8.
Right on.
Let's see. Trying to see if I can pull up some of his artwork so people can see him.
Oh, you'll recognize his art style immediately when you see it. There's no second guessing a Darwin Cook cover. I will say that the action figures they did based on his art were very off-putting to me. They were weird looking.
I don't know. It's just a very clean, like classy, simple design.
His stuff
And I
always
dig that.
had kind of a 40s feel to it to me. It's like the 40s mixed with the animated series is kind of the way his art always felt to me.
I like it. All right. Have we made through everybody's 8?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yep.
So it's back to me for 7. My number 7. Where is he at? There he is. We're going way back to the beginning, guys. To some characters and some covers that I absolutely love and will probably never be able to afford to have. But I love admiring them from afar. Alex Schumberg. He did fantastic work on the early Captain Americas, the Human Torches, Submariners, all the timely stuff. Like, I mean, man, this guy was like, he was all over everything, man. The Nazi covers he did, all the old school Cap bike stuff, the Torch stuff with the way that he cast the torch there was great. Even some of the Black Terror stuff that I saw was just super good, and I've never even looked at that. I've mainly been a big fan of his Captain America, his Torch, and his Submariner stuff. But I mean, the guy was absolutely a pioneer, and I think he definitely deserves to be on the list.
I really was torn between him and Alan Bellman for their Captain America work. I really was.
Oh, Alan Bellman. Yes. Respect to Alan Bellman for sure. God, hate it because he passed what? May?
January, February.
Oh, was it that long ago? Man, COVID has ruined my timestamps here.
Austin, you're talking Brutes and Babes. That wasn't Joe Quesada. That was Bart Sears. Bart Sears was amazing. Yeah, he did Brutes and Babes, and he did a lot of the covers. He did that. He did a lot of the covers for Wizard Magazine, uncredited or with a different name, including that real creepy cover of Venom, kind of crawling across like he was on the ceiling and crawling at you.
Yeah.
Bill Sienkiewicz, absolutely. I agree. Southern Comic Geek.
Nice. Nick, you're number 7.
Burn, Mr. Burn.
What in the hell is wrong with this dude?
Why?
Next.
Go ahead, Justin.
I think this is the part where people are going to stop tolerating me, and no one's had any issues with my list so far, right? Like no one's loved it, but no one's hated it. This is where that stops. Number 7 for me, I have Neil Adams.
What are you thinking people are going to have a problem with?
I don't
That
hate
it's
it.
Not high enough.
That he should be higher.
I'm good with you right there with him.
Dude, there are so many amazing artists.
Yeah, it's really
we've got an ocean that we're trying to narrow down into a kiddie pool. And the kiddie pool's got a deep end, and then it's got a young end. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, there's room in there for everybody, but we've got to say these are 10, and Neil Adams is a perfectly legit choice. I don't even have him on my list of the top 10, not because I didn't want him, but because it's only 10.
Yeah. Right on. Josh?
For number 7, I believe it was Southern Comic Geek that called it a minute ago, but yes, I would have to say Bill Sienkiewicz.
Okay.
His work on Moon Knight back in the day, that black cover with the wolf, the maw, and then his stuff on New Mutants, which I hated when it first came out. I mean, like, hate, loathe, despise, reject, and abominate that craziness.
Do you want that really horror feel to it?
It was messy and weird, and it was out there, and it was abstract, and it made no sense. And I didn't get it. I still don't get it, but I appreciate it now. I see the work that goes into it, and I see how his brain works. And it's so different from anybody else, but it's instantly recognizable. And you go, okay, that dude is thinking in a totally different way than other people, and it's incredible to see. He can do a straight drawing and image, and he did plenty of that in Moon Knight when he was doing the covers and the interiors. But no, I love Bill Sienkiewicz. Dude's awesome.
Awesome, man.
Right on.
All right, who's next?
You for number 6.
Mr. Romita Sr. And
What?
if you'll pull back up your thing again.
I know why you're doing it, because you love Amazing Spider-Man number 50.
Love it.
I'm just saying I love Amazing Adventures 13. Like those Beast covers, and I think he only did 13. I'm not sure, but I mean, it is a good cover, and it's another one of those. Look, Justin, another circus cover. I guess
I'll
have
circus covers. There's like this whole run of X-Men, and like X-Men 120, 121, 122 through 24. I think it's got a lot of circus-looking covers.
I mean, I do love that Spidey Goblin cover for sure.
I'll trade somebody the first Robin King for ASM 50 if they're into that.
Done.
Justin, do you have ASM 50?
No, I don't.
Well, Jesus. I'll find you a coverless one and send your way.
I'm working on this little known book, a couple of books called X-Men.
Come on now.
I've heard of that, I think.
All right, number 6. Who's next, Dustin?
Justin is.
All right, number 6. I had to do it. Alex Ross.
I mean, I'm not mad at you. Like I said, he was an honorable mention for me, but I mean, the guy's a one-of-a-kind talent. Absolutely. I mean, how can you be mad at anything he does? I mean, look at this beautiful Captain America greatness up there. That is my favorite Alex Ross cover. You can find it in every dollar bin across the country, and I don't even care. But I love that freaking cover. And I know Justin loves that Rocketeer. I put that on there just for you.
They're actually auctioning off the Rocketeer costumes.
Oh, right on.
I don't. Man, can you imagine, like, my wife came downstairs and I'm, like, sitting at my desk working just in, like, full Rocketeer getup?
I knew he was going straight to the wearing it.
Just the helmet, dude.
Well, I mean, I would have pants on, too.
Thank you.
No, like...
on behalf of everyone,
God.
Thank you.
Dude, Rocketeer, helmet, and walk in and be like, hey, no. Talk about a role play. Jesus, that would be hilarious. By the way, guys, the turtle tail joke did not go well for me. That did not happen. All right, so let's move it on. It's getting weird. Number
Josh,
6.
Number 6.
My number 6, he did some interesting things. He changed a lot of what we think about covers and the way that you can show things, and he added a different flavor to them, including some really psychedelic advanced stuff on some of his covers. But Jim Steranko. Steranko, he was changing things up, phenomenal. I love Jim Steranko's art.
Yep.
Love Jim Steranko, man. Absolutely.
Dustin is a fan. All right.
We just got in, I believe it's Strange Tales 151 up at the shop, and that's Jim Steranko's first Marvel art.
Sweet.
It made me very happy.
Yeah, that was cool to see. I was going to Google it, and he said, no, let's use the actual price guide, the book. So definitely funny there.
All right. My number 6, Neil Adams.
You spelled Neil wrong.
Everywhere I've looked,
No, he didn't. That's how he spelled his name.
I'm just trying to give him crap.
Yeah, well, you can crap in your own lap. Get out of
Look,
here.
Justin thought that was funny.
It's because I knew what you were doing. I knew what you were trying to do.
But I mean, this Superman versus Muhammad Ali cover, I put that up there. But owning that book and really looking at the physical cover, man, the time that had to have went into that to get the likeness of so many of those characters and those celebrities, because that audience is full of the who's who of that timeline. And it's an awesome action-packed cover. I love that Superman cover where he's breaking through the chains. It's another iconic cover. It's been homaged, time and time again. And we all know, the Joker cover, like that is the Joker cover there. The first appearance of Ra's al Ghul. I mean, those are just a couple of them. I mean, the guy has got a whole, freaking list of things that are just fantastic. So I did have Neil Adams at number 6. I know a lot of people said he should be a little lower, but that's why I said I wasn't too mad at you, Justin.
I think people are going to be happy with my top 5. Based on what I'm seeing in the chat, I think people are going to be good with it.
My top 5.
I don't know what it was, Dustin, about the images that you just popped up there, but have you guys seen the fan-made video of the Justice League movie that stars Christopher Reeve, Linda Carter, Michael Keaton, and the dude who played the Flash in the 90s TV show?
Mm-mm.
It is edited together to make it look like they're all in the same movie as a Justice League movie. And it's kind of this older, grainy looking thing. So like when Christopher Reeve Superman turns and says, well, what's the plan? And then Linda Carter turns and says, well, we should kick somebody's butt. Whatever the dialogue was. It's really well put together. And God, I would have loved to have seen that movie.
Yeah. Well, the guy that played Flash in the 90s, he ended up actually being Barry Allen's dad in the CW show.
Rock on.
So that was
D. Ramey, I see you need a Strange Tales 151. We got one. So if you message me on Facebook or something at Haven Comics, and we'll hook you up.
Awesome. So Dustin's not here, so that means, have we been through everybody's number 6?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. So I guess let's go number 5. Justin, you want to go first?
Sure. My number 5, Jim Steranko.
Okay. All right. Josh?
It pains me to put my number 5 as low on my list as I have had to put my number 5. But Alex Ross. I don't even love his stuff so much, but you look at his work on Marvels.
Yeah.
You look at his work on Immortal Hulk. His Immortal Hulk covers, he's still got it. He's bringing it. Those are amazing.
He actually runs his own YouTube channel where he's showing how he does them and stuff now.
Yeah. I always thought his Batman, whoever he was using for his model, was a little on the thick side. And I always thought he was kind of a weird looking thing. And his commitment to realism was a bit much. Like, I do not need to know what Green Lantern's religion is. And you can see it. But Alex Ross he's a good artist, and his covers, that I think I brought it up with you earlier, Nick. The time period of 1996 to 2000 earlier is like a wasteland of key comics. There's hardly anything from that time period. The only real one that we could think of was that oversized Alex Ross Joker and Harley Quinn.
With the suit and,
Yeah, that black cover with the text on it. So for single-handedly providing a key during that time period, Alex Ross.
Absolutely. All right, Dustin, you're number 5.
And
Number
yes,
5.
Comics and Death Metal. Those upcoming timeless covers that he's doing for Marvel are off the chain. Those things are beautiful.
I think I put all of them on my pull list. So
I went through and upped my orders across the board for every one of those.
yeah. All right. Where is he at? Where's he at? Where's he at?
I'll tell you mine real quick while you're looking. McFarlane. Todd McFarlane, number 5. You love it, you don't love it, I don't care. Todd McFarlane. Changed what he did with like the Spider-Man, just phenomenal stuff. So,
I mean, he's got the single most aped cover of all time. Everybody has done a Spider-Man 300 ripoff cover.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. All right, Dustin, go ahead.
I can't put it up because I wrote this. All right.
I mean, you are allowed to just tell us.
Yeah, it's Gil Kane. Okay.
That's totally 100% legit.
Now, I will say I was up super late and in a big rush, so I wrote the wrong name on the covers. So please don't hold that against me because I love Gil Kane. But these are the covers that I picked for Gil Kane that I just absolutely loved. I love how he does fire. I mean, it is. You look at this kid, Outlaw. Look at the Batman, the Ghost Rider. It's awesome. And this Red Skull cover, I actually have this ready to pick up in about 2 weeks, and I am so excited about that. I love these Red Skull covers, but I just, I don't hear a lot of people talk about Gil Kane, and I'm a huge fan. I mean, he is a definite favorite of mine. So
awesome. And that's somebody I didn't even think about. So I think fantastic stuff.
One thing, like, I mean, obviously I'm not a really good artist, but yeah. What happened?
I'm looking at Joe Bag of Seven's comments there, down there. Wow.
But I'm not like an artist by no means, and wouldn't even pretend to be. But when I was in school, you'd always the thing was to draw flames on everything. When you're a young kid, you want to draw flames on everything. I've never, ever been able to draw flames and make them look worth a damn. So the way that guy does, that was one thing across the board that I just love on his covers is the way he does these big, huge bursts of flames and fire. They're all, all over his covers and everything. So I love them. So Gil Kane's definitely upper echelon. So where are we at now, Nick?
Number 4.
Oh, everybody already did 5s?
Yeah, so mine was McFarlane. Josh's was...
I told you, Justin. I told you McFarlane will make Nick's top 5.
And people are loving it. Alex Ross. Justin, what was yours?
Jim Steranko.
Steranko. All right, let's go on to number 4.
Who started last round?
Yeah.
All right, so Josh, number 4.
My number 4 is Mike Zeck.
Yep.
I didn't even think of Zeck. Don't know why, but he didn't even cross my mind.
He's done so many covers. His Batman 10 Nights of the Beast. His G.I. Joe covers were astounding.
Yeah.
His Punisher covers. He was responsible for the redesign of Punisher to a large extent. Captain America covers, you name it. Mike Zeck is a phenomenal cover artist.
His Kraven's Last Hunt covers are good enough.
For the love. Yeah, those are incredible.
I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't even think about him. Did not even think about him. So, but that's the beauty of this list. And that's what we've been saying. There's so many of them. When someone says one that you're like, how did I forget that guy? I mean, I think we're all concentrated and, we all have different interests. So we concentrate on the guys that are in our lane. So,
Panda brought up Secret Wars 8. Yeah, that was a classic cover.
Yeah, Mike Mignola wasn't even a thought, man.
I had him on here, and he got bumped down into the honorable mentions because
I seriously considered him because he does. There's no mistaking his artwork.
Yeah.
Nope, none at all.
So, All right.
Although you can't mistake anybody for Richard Corbin's art either, but I'm not putting him on any list of things I like.
Oh man. All right. Who's next? So it went
Justin, then me, so it's you or Dustin one.
Me. Now, I should have put this guy at number 1 because he did the cover for the greatest comic book character ever written in comics. And yeah, I
just said Mike Zick. He did G.I. Joe and Snake Eyes. You've already got his name
on the right set of books this time. John Byrne. Fantastic Wolverine covers. Of course, I had to throw the Iron Fist up there. His She-Hulk run, come on. Nobody drew She-Hulk as good as he did. That Spectacular Spider-Man is a key on the cover. You know, I remember me and Nick accidentally sold that book for like $1 on one of our first sale live streams, and we didn't understand why everybody was like jumping all over it. We didn't know nothing about the Spectacular Spider-Man and all that at that time. But yeah, I love John Byrne, and it's funny. I was watching some old wrestling from TNA, and Christopher Angel, what do they call him? The Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Fallen Angel. He was walking to the ring with that Wolverine on a red shirt, and it says, "I'm a John Byrne guy." I was like, let me see that shirt somewhere. I need to Google it, but I don't know. I love John Byrne stuff. It's on so much of the stuff that I have and I collect. I had to throw him on the list. I had to throw him up high.
Awesome. All right.
Reduce, guys. Come on.
Number 4 for me, and this is where I think I'm going to take over the chat, is Neil Adams. 5 McFarlane, 4 Neil Adams. I'm telling you, watch.
I'm not feeling your list. The chat doesn't get a vote, so sorry. I don't care if they're all Golden Age members. They ain't getting a vote on the list.
Oh no. Guys, Dustin's only 33% of this, right? Or 25% of this. So.
I've already got 3 people that bust my chops. I don't need 25, 30 more.
All right.
Your chops are pretty big, man. They need a few people pounding away.
All right, so go recap on number 4 again. Justin.
My number 4 is, I'm almost scared to say this.
Oh, you haven't gone yet. That's why I knew you recap.
Okay. My number 4, I'm just going to say it, Jack Kirby.
Oh, shoot.
He's not on your list, Nick?
No. I'm just not at number 4. That's low.
Yeah, no. Like I said earlier, man, I can't fault you. I get it, but I can't fault you.
Yeah. This is one of those lists like you really like. There's not a whole lot of wrong answers. I mean,
I thought we were all going to mutually agree upon one.
Well, Justin,
he left. He said he's done.
Justin screwed that up. Now, right. I don't know. Like, that's still not as bad as Wolverine at number 10 on Top 10 X-Men.
Yeah.
So we'll let him slide.
All
right. So that brings us to number 3. Number thrice. For number 3, another big time favorite of mine. Steranko.
I love that.
You don't have to say anything. You just look at it, you know. I'm lucky enough, thanks to the Southern Comic Geek, to have a signed copy of Captain America 111 and 110 from Steranko. That King Size Hulk Annual number 1, man, that right there is definitely one of the books that is on my have to have. And it's not just a have to have. That's one I have to have signed, slabbed, because I want the signature. He does such great signature placement right out in front of that knee in the fire, and it looks so good. I want that slabbed, signed, and I want the Hulk Annual label that comes with it. There's one that just sold on eBay today. I was watching it. It was a 7.5. It sold for like $350, and I wanted to get it so bad. But that's one, like I said, not only do I have to have it, but I have to have it signed, slabbed. Like it's just too good, man. That X-Men number 50 is fantastic.
I like his
Nick
X-Men
Fury-
49 even better with the Angel and all the X-Men in the background. But yeah.
You know, and then the simplicity of that Nick Fury cover, but it's awesome. I love it. And I saw that at my shop the other day, and I almost grabbed it. And I wished I had, because the price went up on it, because it went up. Because I was like, hey, y'all got this a little low. I wished I would have grabbed it, but I didn't. But it's all good. But I love Jim Steranko, so he was absolutely got to be there.
Of course, Rob. This is like an all-night thing sometimes.
We just started, like, what? Dude, we just started 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. What are you talking about? We're still going. We ain't even really got warmed up yet.
I know. Like,
we did already run Justin off, though.
Yeah, Justin will be back in a second. He had a medical emergency.
Is that what he calls having to pee? Doesn't he just wear a diaper like I do to the show?
Do you see the private chat off to your right there?
I could, yeah. I don't have it up. I have the comments up.
Click on the private chat and you'll see.
I see.
Okay. All right.
So, Nick, you're number 3.
Dustin, go ahead and click on it again.
Uh-oh. Did me and Nick have never, not one time ever in the history of the top 10 list, agreed on anything?
Actually, I think we did 2 weeks ago on something.
Did we?
Yeah,
well,
we both had.
I'm just proud you had Steranko up there, man.
Yep, Steranko number 3.
Right on. Right on.
So this is where we either pause or
Josh. Oh,
I haven't gone my number 3 yet.
Real quick, and then I'm going to back out. Number 3 for me. I'm a child of the 90s. I'm a big X-Men fan. So number 3 for me, Jim Lee.
And he said, "I'm out."
Hey, it's a good pick. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, you go.
My number 3, John Byrne. And if you pop up your graphic of John Byrne stuff again, Dustin.
I'm so glad you had him. Like I knew you would have my back with John Byrne.
Well, I mean, his Fantastic Four run was amazing. His Wolverine, his She-Hulk, as much as I despise that book because it was just goofy and weird and wasn't my thing, his covers were iconic. But that X-Men right there, X-Men 133, Wolverine Alone Against the Hellfire Club, that's the first comic book I ever read. I love it. I love his art. I hear he's not a really nice person. I don't know. I've never met him. But that's a gorgeous book. I've got mine signed by Chris Claremont.
Right on.
And I just picked up one at the shop that I think would be a 6.5 easy. It's a nice copy. I hadn't thought about sending it off to get graded, but now maybe I will.
See, I actually, that was mine, and I bought it from a guy on an auction for way more than it was worth. And then Dustin needed something for the hunt, so I gave him a good deal on it because I knew he would appreciate it more than I do. So, but yeah. Yep, John Byrne. And again, clarify, John Byrne was my number 7. So, which I know you guys didn't.
And I feel bad. I don't even have Dave Cockrum on here. And Dave Cockrum, those early X-Men, the character designs, the dude's amazing.
Absolutely. So, all right, number 2. Are we all ready? I guess Justin will jump in and out.
It's Justin's turn to start this round, but if he's not ready, I
wish y'all got to see like the back stuff we didn't see.
That was great. He's like,
You
"You
make
make
it-
take this from me."
I think I'm good. Number 2, Steve Ditko.
Okay. Go on then.
Dang. That's a good one. All right, my number 2. Do I get to go or no?
Sure.
Alex
I mean,
Ross.
it'd actually be Josh's turn, but go ahead.
Whatever. Alex Ross, number 2.
Yeah, okay.
Icon.
Josh,
You say Alex Ross, you know who it is.
you
My
say
number
Colonel
2
Sanders,
is also,
you know who it is. That don't make him the greatest.
Speaking of which, KFC removed finger licking good from their stuff.
I don't know what that has to do with Alex Ross, but yes, during the time of COVID, they didn't want to encourage people to lick their fingers.
I still lick mine.
I think they really want you to not lick other people's fingers. That's where it gets weird.
Well, Dustin's more into toes, so it doesn't matter.
Oh no.
I've got a friend who is like super grossed out by feet, especially like toes and stuff. And so I just email him pictures off the internet of people who've got super wacky toes and crazy crap like that. It's funny. You don't have a thing where you hate feet, do you, Dustin?
No,
I got your email address.
I'm working on the spreadsheet because I think I have a way that we can mutually agree upon this. So,
is it a complex algorithm?
No, it's color coding.
Okay.
All right, Josh, go ahead.
My number 2 is
you're like me. You're struggling on what to put it 2 and 1.
No, I have a specific reason why I have them in the order that I do. But my number 2 is somebody I'm shocked that nobody has said yet, and that is George Perez.
Okay.
Man, that is another good one.
No,
He was at the
you
Comic
take
Book
those
last year.
classic covers that has like every character in the DC universe on the cover.
He did the Crisis
Nobody can
on
put
Infinite Earths.
that many covers. Yeah, nobody can put that many characters on a cover like he could. That classic Wonder Woman cover when they relaunched Wonder Woman, his Crisis on Infinite Earth covers, and he did covers for Marvel. He did covers for DC. He did covers for CrossGen. He did covers for Malibu Ultraverse. The guy is classic. He's an absolute classic, and I love George Perez.
Yeah. B. Ramey. Yeah, brother. Was you falling asleep, man? I had Schoenberg on the list. Absolutely. Yeah, Perez is definitely good, man. Absolutely. Can't be mad at that one either.
All right, Dustin
I'm the last one.
or Josh.
Number 2.
Josh, what was your 2?
My George Perez. I just went.
I mean, sorry, I'm looking at Justin saying Josh. My bad.
My number 2,
Yeah, you.
Steve Ditko.
That's right. Okay, then Dustin.
I'm still struggling.
Well, while
I'm
you're
struggling
struggling,
with what I
What did
personally
I do?
enjoy and what I know it should be. Which way should I go? Like
go with what you emotionally are feeling.
my emotional feels like what I okay, fine. Jack Kirby number 2.
Is that because people were making fun of Jack Kirby?
Not
being
at
number
all.
1?
If I was going by what I know it is, like he's not the king for no reason. Jack Kirby is the greatest ever. But there's one guy out there that I just flock to his work. I love everything the guy does, and I don't know. I have a much more personal love for his stuff, just a little bit more than Kirby's. So, and a lot of people are gonna just absolutely dump all over this, but sorry.
All right, number 1. I'll go first. The King Kirby. Josh.
The same. Captain America, Fantastic Four, X-Men, New Gods, Forever People, Eternals. His Captain America is.
Oh my god.
His Avengers. Yeah, his Captain America. I'm sorry. Love it.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, you can look at it there. You can look on my wall. You can look on Josh's wall. Don't do it. He's going to do it anyway. I knew he was going to do it.
Dustin has Art Germ at number 1.
Hell no.
No, guys, it's Momoko.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, John Boy
Show that
Myers
book
does
off
some
every time he
stuff,
gets a chance if I'm around.
All right, Dustin, go ahead and say Rob Liefeld.
Justin gets to go first.
Number 1 for me, John Romita Sr.
Can we reckon? Oh,
He's probably the only person that's been on everybody's, 3 of our lists. Josh didn't have him. But he was on 3 of
in
our
my
lists.
honorable mentions, but yeah, not on the list.
Yeah.
all right, Dustin.
All right, again, I love this guy. Nobody can argue the iconic covers that he's done. Again, he's got covers out there that are iconic, that are keys just because of the artwork he put on the covers. And I absolutely, and I know he didn't make everybody's list, and I don't care, but I mean, that Submariner number 6 is probably my top 5 covers of all time ever. I love that cover. I love the colors in it. I mean, the colorist deserves a freaking Academy Award. You got the Surfer number 4. I mean, that's speaks for itself. Surfer number 1, the first Vision. I mean, Buscema is just, to me, he is as upper echelon as you could want. I mean, the guy's an icon among icons, and I love his work. And I don't know, like I said, I was struggling so hard on whether to put him at number 1 or I mean, on my list here, I've got Kirby at 1. I mean, just on the whim, I had to change it, but
I have a quick question for you.
Rock, that was the ugliest cover ever made.
The Marvel premiere statues that are coming out in November, have y'all seen the Thor and Silver Surfer? It's 2 separate statues. But if you put them together, they make the Silver Surfer number 4 cover.
Oh, wow, I've never seen those. How big are they? Are they like the big, huge, expensive ones, or
they're $150 and $175?
Okay,
for Thor and Silver Surfer, respectively.
Are they supposed to be bookends?
I don't know. They look like you should be able to fit them together and make the cover for Silver Surfer 4. Yeah, Southern, I agree. David Finch is awesome, and he should have been higher up. But yeah, I love David Finch. His style is iconic too. You recognize it immediately.
Yeah.
So I messed up somewhere while keeping track of this. So if we could each just individually list our top 10, so I can double check what I have written down.
Mine is.
Did you say you're number 1, Justin?
Yeah, John Romita Sr.
You mean
we got the Spider-Man artist pretty well represented on this.
Yeah. You may start at 10 and go down?
Yes, please.
10 is Eastman, McFarlane, Romita Sr., Schumberg, Neil Adams, Gil Kane, John Byrne, Jim Steranko, as much as it pains me, Jack Kirby, and then John Buscema.
Cool. Nick?
10, Scotty Young. 9, Crane. 8, Jim Lee. 7, John Byrne. 6, Romita Sr. 5, McFarlane. 4, Neil Adams. 3, Steranko. I'm going with Steranko. 2, Alex Ross. 1, Kirby.
Cool. Josh, your turn.
Scotty Young. This is bottom to top. Scotty Young, Adam Hughes, Frank Frazetta, Bill Sienkiewicz, Jim Steranko, Alex Ross, Mike Zeck, John Byrne, George Perez, and Jack Kirby.
Okay, so here's the big question that I have for everybody. And this is what I think is going to help us determine a master list. Okay, because there's a lot of names on here, and I think we can collectively come together to form a really great list. I think that how many times should an artist appear on our lists before we say, okay, they're automatically on there, we just have to determine the spot. So
I think if 3 of the 4 of us have it, if all 4 of us have it clearly, but if 3 of the 4 of us have it, I think that should automatically go. I mean, what do y'all think?
I think first let's start with, I don't know. I mean, see, this is going to be so difficult, and I know there's got to be an easy way of doing it.
Yeah, we probably should have worked this into, like Josh was saying, like decades, but the hell with it. We're here now. We got to get it. We got to figure
because, I mean, there's so what if we just eliminated everybody that was on the list once, right? Like we all said, okay, anybody that was only mentioned once, gone.
Okay.
And let's look at everybody else that was listed 2 or more times. We'll look at where they were at. And then if there's somebody at the end that's like, okay, this person's not on the list, but then we can argue like, okay, Dustin,
y'all were all 3 missing some of the best people though.
Like Bushima, or however you pronounce his name. I know that was a big one, but Nick quit making it too difficult. Hey, I'm not trying to make it difficult.
So if that's the case, I'm going to start saying names that we're going to be taking off and not going to be considered, okay?
I know, and this is going to hurt me so bad.
Okay, so Dustin, you're the first one I've written down, so it's not like I'm purposely picking on you, okay? You're just first. Okay?
I think I have 2 people that...
You have 4. So Kevin Eastman, you were the only one to have Kevin Eastman. Alex Schoenberg, sorry. Gil Kane, and you were the only one to have John Bushima.
Y'all are to all fill.
I have to say though, Dustin, you were, when you said I would respect your list, you weren't kidding. I totally do. I totally do.
Let's look at the end list, and if we all mutually decide like, hey, after reevaluation, maybe Bushima deserves. We can do that.
I think Bushima definitely deserves a spot over Alex Ross, even though y'all both had him on your list.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Let's create a master list, then we'll argue over that.
Okay. While y'all go through this, I'll be right back.
What we're doing now is we're playing a game that I play with my wife when we can't decide where we want to go for dinner. We don't pick a spot. We just eliminate spots, and then whatever's left is where we go.
You have to play that too? God almighty, I hate that game.
No, I like it.
I play that game now is I will say a place, she will veto it, and I will say, okay, what's your suggestion? Because if you notice, you probably just have to say the places and she vetoes, right?
No, like it's what it is like if we're trying to pick a pizza place, I'll be like, okay, well, I say no to Pizza Hut, and she'll say, I say no to Papa John's, and then we eventually narrow the list down to like one place.
Okay, that's fair too.
So this is essentially what we're doing here. So okay, Nick, you had the most universally accepted list. There's only one name I got to eliminate for your list, and that's Clayton Crane.
That's fine. Honestly, some of these other ones deserve much more.
I'm losing some names that are going to hurt me so bad.
You're losing a lot of names, Josh.
I know I am.
So
I blame all of you for that, but I am.
I'm losing Carl Banks. I'm losing the Dodsons. I'm losing Darwin Cook. And I'm losing Ditko. Josh, you're losing Hughes, Franzetta. I have a really hard time pronouncing Bill's name.
Sienkiewicz.
Thank you. Mike Zeck and George Perez.
Can't believe George Perez and Mike Zeck. That's incredible.
All right. So if we go from there, and we need to look at the people who made the list 4 times, there are only 3 people that made the list all 4 times.
Okay.
That is Jack Kirby, Neil Adams, and Jim Steranko. So they made the list. They made all 4 of our lists.
Okay. I did not have Neil Adams on mine. Neil Adams was an honorable mention on mine.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I take that back. He's on 3 of the 4 lists. I have it color-coded. That's my bad.
All right. And who were the 3s?
So there's only 2 that made everyone's list. Kirby and Steranko.
Okay.
The names of people who made the list 3 out of 4. We have Alex Ross. We have Neil Adams.
Okay.
We have John Romita Sr. We have John Byrne. And I think that's everyone who made 3 out of 4.
Okay.
Man, this is getting hard to keep track of.
I'm writing it down.
Cool.
Not that it helps you, but...
Well, how many does that give us, Nick?
Right now, only 6.
Okay.
So now we're looking at who made the list 2 out of 4. So we've got Jim Lee. We've got Todd McFarlane. We've got Scotty Young. I think that might be it.
Okay, so that gives us 9.
Well, okay. So that's 9. And
Yeah.
then we give Dustin his number 7, which he
Screw
had.
that. I'm fighting him for that.
So I'll be honest with you guys, and you'll let Dustin. I just heard this toilet flush, I think, which is kind of nasty. But I think he forgets.
Hey, I'm glad he flushes.
For sure. But I'm thinking, honestly, though, like, if we wanted to get rid of Scotty Young, right, because only 2 out of the 4 of us had him, I think, obviously, he does not compete with some of these other ones, right?
I would be willing to give up a Scotty Young for a George Perez or a Mike Zeck.
Yeah, and then so Dustin, here's where we're at. Okay, let me fill you in. So everybody had Kirby and Steranko. Okay, 3 out of the 4 had Neil Adams, Ross, Romita Sr., and Byrne. Okay, 2 out of the 4 had Lee, McFarlane, and Young. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of Young. We're getting rid of Scotty Young. That gives us 2 other people to add. Now, my thoughts are, if we had it. So Dustin, who's somebody you would like to see on the list that did not make it? Let's do this.
Bushima.
Bushima. Okay. All right. So that's yours. Justin, who's somebody you would argue to have on?
I had Ditko really high, but I'm not going to.
Well, I had Ditko on my original list, and then I took him out for Romita Sr. So if you had to put somebody, it would be Ditko. Okay. Josh, who would be yours? Perez or Zach?
If I'm only fighting for one of mine, I would be fighting for Mike Zeck.
All right, Zach. And honestly, I'm happy with mine. I just want McFarlane as high as possible.
I don't think McFarlane or Jim Lee should be on the list at all.
I don't think that. I mean, if you're talking cover artist, dude, McFarlane.
Is that pecan pie? What have you got there, Dustin?
Oh no, it's some smoked chicken. I haven't. I think I've eaten like a couple pancakes that I had before we started that I was supposed to eat for breakfast this morning. That's all I've had today. Now. So I was starving.
Look, and I'm fine giving up Lee if everybody else can agree with it, but McFarlane has to be on the list. There's nobody else that has.
He can be at number 10.
Well, he's got 2 out of 4, right? So he's got more mentions than Bushima or Ditko or Zach. But anyways, so let's start with 4 out of 4. We all had Kirby, all had Steranko. Let's do that. 1, 2. Who's that going to be?
I know it's people are looking at it and saying it's the politically correct thing to do, and people feel some kind of obligation to say Jack Kirby. I don't feel an obligation. I think it's legitimate. I think it's honest. I think the dude was iconic. I think he was the inventor. He was the originator of so many classics that these other guys wouldn't have existed if he hadn't led the way in so many ways. So for me, it's Jack Kirby takes the number 1 spot.
And I'm in agreement with that. Dustin, what do you think?
I had Jack Kirby higher by 1 spot. So by default, he should be number 1 and Steranko.
I had Steranko at 3, but
you had Kirby at 2. So it's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
All right. I mean, easy enough.
And I made the conscious decision to change my number 1 and 2, but on paper, Kirby's still number 1.
Okay, so we can agree Kirby 1, Steranko 2.
Absolutely.
I can live with that.
All right, now let's look at.
I'm going to hold Steranko's hairdo against him.
So if
you leave the silver fox alone.
If you look at our 3 out of 4s, we had Neil Adams, Ross, Romita Sr., Burns. Now I know people had Ross fairly low, and I had him high. I am fine almost dropping him off the list for some of these other legends like a Bushima, like a Ditko. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think we should drop him down?
No, I think if we're going to use this model, that he should be number 6.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Because 3 out of 4 of us had him, so he should be on the list. It's just figuring
Dustin,
out.
I'm going to mute you real quick while you're just because of the plate and chewing. Oh, wrong way. Wrong button.
So are we go with Alex Ross at 6?
I'm good with that.
All right, number 3 then. Who should be? Romita Sr., Byrne, Adams.
I think John Byrne.
At 3?
Out of the ones he just listed, that would be my, yeah. His X-Men, his Fantastic Four, his She-Hulk, Next Men. When you get into that, some of the stuff he did at Dark Horse. Yeah, for me, John Byrne would be number 3 out of that list.
Okay.
His Iron Fist cover with Sabretooth.
You forgot to mention one of his greatest cover arts
He
ever.
just said it.
Oh, sorry. I was saying it over and over. Didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah, that plate was just real loud with the clinking.
My bad.
Okay. So then we have 4 and 5, and we have to pick between John Romita Sr. and Neil Adams. 4 and 5.
I could go either way on that.
I had Neil Adams at 4, but I had
I
Romita.
had him at 6, but I did not. But I had.
I would
Romita at
argue
8.
that maybe we should put him at 4 so that we have somebody who's more representative of DC a little bit higher.
I hear all that you're saying. However, I had John Romita Sr. as my number 1 pick.
I'm good with him being number 4. I think that weighs heavily. I mean,
That's
Dustin,
legitimate.
what's wrong with you, Dustin? You're rolling your eyes over there?
He's just a Spider-Man artist.
I no, he's not.
I knew I could get him going. I'm trying to get. Look.
Wait,
Look,
I'm sorry. Do you not read comics?
We gotta get him. We gotta get him going tonight. We gotta have a.
It happened in the
Please?
the members only pre-show.
Yeah.
All right, so then by default, Neil Adams number 5.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right.
SEMA number 6.
Ross is currently at 6, but again, we're just doing what we got to do, and then we can talk about it in a minute. Okay, calm down.
So let me just give you what we got so far. We could probably lock in the top 5.
Yeah.
So number 1, Jack Kirby. Number 2, Jim Steranko. Number 3, John Byrne. Number 4, John Romita Sr. Number 5, Neil Adams. Number 6, Alex Ross.
Hey, and Austin likes this method that of kind of deducing things. So yeah,
I mean,
concur, Austin.
We're not hurting anyone's feelings. We're not.
Okay, this man up here is hurt to his core. But look at that face.
Fine.
I thought
Good.
hurting feelings was part of the fun.
Okay, all Austin has to do is quote a movie and destroy you for the next 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
His feelings were still so hurt.
I don't even remember what he said, but it had nothing to do with that. I was more upset that I could not think of a goddamn character. And I'm sitting here thinking, man, I'm just a friggin' idiot. What am I even doing on this show? I can't even think of one character.
We got to bring that up to members only because that.
Let's go back to this list though, because we were doing what we were doing good.
If anybody's interested in the color coding,
zoom in a little bit if you can.
Your mom zooms in. Hello.
There we go.
Can I just say how great it is to have a screen big enough that I can see you guys and I can see what's on the screen? This is wonderful.
All right. Number 7. Who is it? We have Lee McFarlane. 2 out of the 4.
At one point, we should delegate one number as the chat's pick.
Oh no! Earlier you said the chat doesn't get to pick. Remember you
I know,
said
but
that.
I just thought about it. How fun would that be? Get one number delegated as the chat's pick.
Well, number 7 is generally yours.
See, I think I need to renegotiate for a higher damn pick. Number 7 is just not. That just sucks.
You know,
I
it's
think
almost
you should just choose better.
Number 7 is worse than kissing your sister, dude. Seriously. Come on. That's like me
You
being
clearly
stuck
don't
out
have
in
any sisters.
It's like you sticking me in left field. Here, have your number 7 pick because it doesn't matter. anyway.
It's high enough to feel respectable, but low enough that everybody knows that you're just being.
Yeah, that nobody
placated.
really cares. Like 7.
Listen, Joe, I don't know how to spreadsheet. I was an art major.
It's a colorful spreadsheet, though.
Hey, he knows how to letter, though.
All right. Let's
Letter the
continue.
hell out of some comic books all day.
So if we had Lee and McFarlane, because those were the last two, I'm voting McFarlane at 7.
If I have to choose between those two for covers,
Who?
I think Jim Lee is a better artist, and I like his art infinitely better than Todd McFarlane. But for covers, I think Todd McFarlane has got the more memorable covers.
I think it's a sham.
I'm going to defer my vote for number 7 to Dustin, so he gets 2 votes.
I think it's a sham for one or both of them to be on this list.
It's
And
not over yet.
No, I'm not going to stand for both of them being on the list. You can have one of them.
Okay, so McFarlane or Lee? Two are at McFarlane right now.
I don't care, but I mean, both of them.
Jim Valentino. I want that Shadowhawk #1 cover on this list.
Boom.
If I was going to pick one of the two, I would say McFarlane.
Okay, so McFarlane at 7. Let's go 8, 9, 10. Now we have Bushima, Ditko, Zach.
Jesus Christ. Those guys are going to get stuck behind freaking McFarlane. Are you kidding me?
Just look, the list isn't over. We can still have
McFarlane could not sharpen their pencils.
Look, I get it, but come on. McFarlane has done some excellent, wonderful things.
I'm not saying he hasn't, but come on.
Look, I'm fine if we take Ross completely off.
Look, dude, I've been playing nice
What
and
happened to
caving
Nick?
in for
Nick
months
just
now.
now pixelated and locked up.
Yeah, Nick's out of here. You're out of there.
He must be using his at-home internet.
I'm just saying, I've been playing nice and laying down for months. I got to stand up today.
I think what Nick is trying to say is let's just add them on there, and then we can rearrange the bottom 5.
So we're not finishing with Nick. You're still like, dude, there's not even a picture there.
Right. So our top 5 are locked in. Right. We all agreed upon that. So if we can just get the last 5 on there, we can work on the order after.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Okay. Whatever you say, boss. I got you.
I'm trying to play peacekeeper here. I feel like I'm doing a good job of it.
Help me, help you.
All right.
Death metal. How can you understand what Nick is trying to say? It's like being a dentist and knowing what people mean when they go,
Okay, so then out of the last 3 spots, we've got Bashima, Ditko, and Perret. I'm sorry, Bashima, Ditko, and Zek.
I say we have to have Bashima. We have to have Zek.
Well, we've got 3 spots in those 3.
Okay, so my vote would be, if we were just going to rank those 3, 1, 2, and 3, I would say Bashima, Zek, Ditko.
Man, you guys really don't like Ditko.
Am I back?
Does he think his stuff's working again?
Y'all are screwing me. I swear to God, I think y'all are screwing me.
Nick looks like he's all locked up.
No, dude, because I'm watching and
like now you're good, but you weren't earlier. Like,
no,
you
dude,
were
I'm
bad
looking.
earlier. I know now you are, but earlier we weren't messing.
Okay,
with you.
so
Like,
y'all
you
were screwing
backed
me.
up. There wasn't even a picture. Flashlight,
yeah.
what's going on? Good to see you.
I'm pulling like 300 megs and I'm still having issues.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, so that was my ranking of those 3: Bashima, Zek, Ditko.
See, I would go Ditko, Bushima, Zek.
And I would go Zek, Bashima, Ditko.
Well, Ditko's last, apparently.
No, I mean, Ditko's going to be number 9. McFarlane's going to be number 10. Right.
For the sake of the list, right now, we can renegotiate in a second. I still think Ross needs to come off, and we need to put somebody else.
Wait, who needs to come off?
Ross. I just don't think he holds to some of these
What
other
spot
legends.
is Ross in right now?
6.
What?
Yeah, but
I dispute that though. I really do. You want to talk about a cover artist? That's his. If you just look at the stuff he's doing now, not even his historical stuff, Immortal Hulk. Those covers are incredible, and those timeless covers that he's got coming up are spectacular.
Yeah.
Well,
what about this?
Invented comics in a lot of ways for what they could look like.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to argue taking Alex Ross off the list when he came in at number 2, number 6, and number 5.
Honorable mention. So what if we do this? We leave him on the list. What if we go 6 Buscema, 7 Zach, 8 Ditko, 9 Ross, 10 McFarlane?
Ditko needs to be 7.
No, you're just trying to screw with everything. You just sit there and shut up.
Oh, no, sir. I get to have an opinion. My opinion is Ditko is a 7-worthy pick, but that's your plot spot, so you can have it.
All of us just ranked 3 people, and all of us said Ditko was going to hit at number 10.
No, I did not. I had him higher. So did you?
I said 3. I said rank these guys: Zek, Buscema, Ditko. That was 7. It was 8, 9, and 10. And you ranked him number 10. I ranked him last, and so did Josh.
I had him at 9. I had him at the 2 spot on that list, and Justin had him higher. Yeah,
no, you didn't.
I promise you, dude.
Well, me and Josh, we both had him at the end, so our vote beats yours. Josh is the comic shop, and I'm your older brother, and I'll whoop your ass. So,
okay, first off, I don't think you would. Justin's because I told you I don't fight. You know my opinion on fighting. I don't fight.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
It's not a discussion for right now. 2 options are going to happen, but neither one of them are glorious. I tell you that much.
All right. So what are we looking at here? I mean, Justin, what do you think about what I just proposed?
This is how I have it written down. Todd McFarlane at 10, Alex Ross at 9.
Yeah.
Steve Ditko at
7.
8. Mike Zeck at 7. John Mishima at 6.
I can live with that.
Or do you want to put Todd McFarlane at 7? I'm just stirring the pot.
I mean, you can swap Ditko and Zach for all I care. I mean, Bushima's at 6. I mean, that's the highest I can get him. So,
I mean, 7 is the Dustin spot. So if you want to say what's going at number 7,
well, I feel bad that like none of your big picks got like a good spot. So
George Perez isn't even on this list.
So like I want to take care of you, but Josh.
But Justin's never taken care of you, Dustin. Don't feel
that
bad.
I really want.
look at you stirring.
So I want to take care of him too.
Yeah, Lewis, we're doing top 10. Nice to have you.
Top 10 cover artists.
Yeah,
Cover
And
artists.
we're dying here because we're trying to cram like 4,000 pounds into a 5-pound sack.
We do like over the next few weeks, do like top artists of the 60s, then the 70s, then the 80s, then the 90s, and then go like 2000 to now.
Okay, 2000 to 2010. It's kind of a...
No, I would say 2000, 2020.
So, Dustin, don't feel bad for Justin. He's never taken care of you. He's always voted you out. So
You're right. You know what? Let's take Ditko off the list. You know what? Let's just take him off the list.
Yeah, Luis, I had Stephen Butler pretty high on my honorable mentions list. He was my number 12 out of my top 10.
Is not getting a spot, and I hate Alex Schoenberg's not getting a spot. I hate
that's
not getting a spot.
But again, guys, let's be very realistic. I mean, we could do a top 30, and we're still going to be upset.
Well, I'll be
somebody
honest
didn't
with you. I knew that guys like Frazetta and Schoenberg wouldn't hit it. I assumed that Josh would have, cover artist of that era. I knew I would have at least one, but I didn't figure either one of you guys would. So I knew that those would be like long shots, but I definitely had to have them on mine. Do we want to have the conversation we had before the show started?
Look, we got to do magic.
Faces. Yeah, I saw you.
What happened?
Yeah, I saw you. Yep, that's what I would do.
What happened?
I ain't gonna told you out.
I don't know. Okay, I'm so confused. Dustin's changing languages now.
Oh man.
Like when we get to top cover artist of the 90s, you're going to have a hard time arguing that Brian Stelfreeze does not go real high on that list.
Jim Lee's number 1, though. McFarlane's number 2.
No, I still
Those
say
Batman Shadow of the Bat covers.
Oh, he really left. Like, he's gone. Oh.
Whoa. I don't even want to know what's going on right now with that. Did he just become a monk?
I got cold.
You know it's August, right?
Not my basement.
So what do you guys in the
Flyers.
chat think? Do you guys think we should back up and punt and break this down over the next few weeks by decades? Would you like to see that, or would you like to see us move on from this subject to something else? Tell us what you want, guys.
Joey said move on.
I'd like to vote. We've spent an hour and a half on this. I cannot just let an hour and a half of my life just be punted away.
No. I wasn't saying this doesn't count. I was just saying like.
Do we want to go more granular on future lists?
I think maybe next week we do something different, and then maybe every other week we can come back and revisit.
That makes sense.
You know, and that way keep it fresh, keep it interesting, so we're not arguing about comic book artists all the time. Guys, do you want me to tell you the statue I ordered real quick while Dustin isn't listening?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Can't tell you. You see August 2021 or October 2021. Dustin was so mad.
That's what you think. Like, that sucker's not showing up till 2022.
Look, I texted Dustin. Hold on, let me read y'all this. It was so funny. Hold on.
So let's all run through our individual list one more time for Joe. Is that everybody cool with that?
Yeah, real quick. But Lewis put Stephen Butler, Todd McFarlane, Greg Capullo, who's an honorable mention, right? Mark Silvestri, and Liefeld.
All right, Dan. Hey, we love our Liefeld out here at Two Brothers Comics. Then Art Germ, Granove, Del Otto. And Hughes.
That's Stephen Hughes, not Adam, though.
Yeah, I think I like
Joe
that.
Jusko's an interesting choice. I thought about him, but I chose Frazetta over him.
All right, so I had number 10, Kevin Eastman, and that was just purely a personal pick. I didn't expect him to make this list at all. Number 9, I had McFarlane. I would have probably rather had 5 other people there after hearing everybody else's stuff. 8, John Romita Sr. 7, Alex Schoenberg. Number 6, Neil Adams. Number 5, Gil Kane. Number 4, John Byrne. Number 3, Jim Steranko. Number 2, originally John Buscema. Number 1, originally Jack Kirby. And I did flop the 2 of those by the end of the show.
The backside of your paper looks really good.
All right, mine.
I was making sure I had the light.
Mine was Kirby, Alex Ross, Steranko, Neil Adams, McFarlane, and I originally had Ditko, and I changed it for Romita Sr., and then I went Byrne, Jim Lee, Crane, Scotty Young, with an honorable mentions of Fiona Staple, Brian Bullard, and Capullo. I got to shave.
Yeah, you do. I've already told you to do that before you get on here.
We're starting at 1 and working up, or working down. Starting at 1.
Nick just started at 1, but Dustin started at 10.
All right, 10, Carl Banks. 9, the Dodsons. Number 8, Darwin Cook. Number 7, Neil Adams. 6, Alex Ross. Number 5, Jim Steranko. Number 4, Jack Kirby. Number 3, Jim Lee. Number 2, Steve Ditko. And number 1, John Romita Sr.
All right, my list, I had 24 honorable mentions, but starting at number 10 and working my way up, I had Scotty Young, Adam Hughes, Frank Frazetta, Bill Sienkiewicz, Jim Steranko, Alex Ross, Mike Zeck, John Byrne, George Perez, and Jack Kirby.
I like it. I like it a lot.
The consensus list, number 10, Todd McFarlane. Number 9, Alex Ross. Number 8, Steve Ditko. Number 7, Mike Zeck. Number 6, John Bashima. Number 5, Neil Adams. Number 4, John Romita Sr. Number 3, John Byrne. Number 2, Jim Steranko. And number 1, Jack Kirby.
I think that's a respectable list. Oh my God.
You want to go? Oh my God. Look, let me be clear when I say Vegeta would whoop all of y'all's Funko Pops at one time.
It's not a Funko Pop. It's a miniature helmet.
Didn't I buy you that for Christmas?
Your wife did, but I'm sure you probably helped.
Yeah.
You probably signed the tag.
She just wrote both of their names, and you know it.
Oh, man.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I'm 36.
No.
I'm 45.
Not too far away.
15 years older than me.
Seriously? I guess it's true what they say about the mileage.
Damn it!
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate. I figured you would, man.
I forgot that to make that joke again. I gotta stop. I gotta remember to do it. When someone asks me how old I am, I need to say that I'm 23 and that I've just aged horribly.
What's
I
up?
met a guy once. I could have sworn that this dude was like 60, and he was 38. He looked like he had been like closing down bars and then using his face to clean the floors.
God almighty.
It was rough.
That's crazy.
It was rough, man.
Boy, looked like somebody dug the ugly tree up and made a whole slew full of baseball bats out of them and beat the hell out of them with them.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
All right. So that was a fairly easy top 10 list.
Luis, yes. Yes.
Hey, it's going to be real hard to convince. I mean,
Jack Kirby.
that's the closest thing I have to an Avengers 4, but I got it. If you want to see the real thing, there it is. Ooh, look at it.
Jack Kirby.
Nick,
Yes,
that's better
sir.
than every book in your collection, times 10. Nick's even got a Jack Kirby book.
So how many McFarlanes do I have up here? 0.
I don't even think. Well, I've got Spawn books, and I think outside of that, I don't even have a McFarlane book in my collection.
I think you have Spider-Man 1, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, so maybe I do have more, but
So, all right. So, what do we think of next week? So, maybe we give a break
this
on the
was
comic book
actually
artist?
thanks to this guy down here. Oh, you got an 8.0?
He's got a price tag on it. He said, "I'm bringing that home."
Mine's a 7.5. It's close. I bought mine raws.
All right. So, what are we thinking next
I
week?
got to get one of those. I gave you mine, but
Yes, you
wasn't
did.
high enough grade. Wasn't high enough grade. All right, so the things we have available for potential polls.
Top 10 G.I. Joe issues.
That would be a short list for everybody but you.
Top 10 G.I. Joe vehicles.
I would just be like, whatever Josh says. I agree.
We got Batman actors, Spider-Man movies, and Batman costumes. Anything there sound good?
I think we should skip the Batman because didn't we just do Batman?
Yeah,
Animal-inspired comic book characters.
that's a good one. That's interesting.
Villain specs, indie titles, pop culture books, top Silver Age covers, which I love that one. Bad investment books, and McFarlane covers.
I kind of like the idea of revisiting, like with Spider-Man movies, like we did with the Batman movies a couple weeks ago, because that was hilarious. And checking that with the Spider-Man movies, I think would be interesting. Or Spider-Man on TV, because you could bring in the Electric Company, you could bring in the Amazing Friends, you could bring in all the different.
Whoa! We were all born in the '80s or later. Those aren't making the list.
Dang, Justin!
I'm just
Justin
saying.
has got. Look, Justin came in here today with a new attitude. I'm just saying.
Look at that.
Look,
the thing goes on, and he gets feisty.
I'm just saying that everyone in the chat would be upset that we didn't pick these things, but they're things that came out before we were born. Right? Don't hate me because I'm using logic.
You're going to tell me that people are going to pass over the fact that Morgan Freeman played Spider-Man?
Yes.
Morgan Freeman was Spider-Man before Tobey Maguire, before Andrew Garfield,
When?
before Tom Holland.
When was he Spider-Man? What year was he?
During
Spider-Man?
that golden age when I was growing up. Dang you young people. You whippersnappers, get off my lawn.
Listen, man, I'm 23. I've just aged horribly.
Way to work that back in.
I always circle around to a good joke.
Leave him wanting more. Oh, wow. So
my big question is, are we counting animated movies?
I tell you, what would be good would be a top 10 Batman animated movies. Although you'd have a hard time getting better than Mask of the Phantasm, so I don't know why anybody would bother.
Yeah, I've only seen 2, so it'd be rough.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're missing out. They're good. They're very good. They are very good. I'm trying to think what. I think we just did Batman recently, but the top 10 Batman costumes would be interesting. I could see that. I wonder what happened to the two brothers. Are we now the two brothers? Does this mean we have to make Yo Mama jokes?
I'm done. I'm out. I hope someone got that last comment that I just made.
I didn't get it, but it sounds like it was a good one.
Nick?
Was it That's not My Hero Academia, is it?
It is.
Okay. Okay.
Here's an idea for you. Tell me what you think about this one, Dustin. Top 10 comic books based on movie properties, i.e. RoboCop, Predator, Alien, Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
Tarzan? Or was Tarzan originally a comic?
Tarzan was originally a book by Edgar Rice Burroughs, or a series of books, but then it was TV and movies in the 30s. Johnny Weissmuller was an Olympic swimmer who played Tarzan in the old black and whites in the 40s.
TMNT?
Sure.
But that started as a comic, so.
Yeah, it started as a comic, not the other way around, so that's out.
I like Bearded Comic Bros suggestion.
I totally dig that.
Because
that would be fun.
Number one is. I know what number one is.
Secret of the Ooze.
Scott versus the World.
Yep. Everybody go subscribe to Bearded Comic Bro, please. And if somebody would, drop that link in the chat to his channel. Matter of fact, hold on. Bearded, drop your link to your channel, please, sir. He could talk Mortal Kombat.
See, Dustin wants to do this. He likes that top 10 idea. He's all prepared.
Doing
yeah,
the
I don't know.
Jack.
This is always the end of the show where like we should probably do this offline, but hey, people are still hanging out, giving out ideas. I like it.
Drop your suggestions for top 10s. We're always looking for suggestions.
I love the suggestion of top 10 movies that aren't comic book movies that aren't Marvel or DC.
I don't know that I could name 3 of them.
You would if you did some research. You would be surprised.
Everybody just dropped Bearded Comic Bros link.
I bet Vin Diesel's Bloodshot does not make the list, and that's just because nobody saw it. Thank you, COVID.
The Crow.
I did. I thought it was kind of cool.
You know, I liked it, and then I decided I didn't like it after watching it. I was like, this is cool. This is okay. This is just, it was.
Top 10 guys on the panel that picked up the best book of the week.
I don't know, dude. Me just getting this back is pretty sweet.
Yeah, but I get half that vote too.
I'm trying to think of what I picked up this week that would compare with that Batman book you got, and I don't think I've got anything this week that would compare with that.
So I'm thinking maybe we should do either that.
Oh,
or the
Bearded
movies.
Comic Bros. Phantom.
Indie.
That was a great movie. Billy Zane was born to play that character at that time.
All right, so either we do top 10 comic book or comic movies that aren't Marvel or DC, or top 10 indies. Chat, let us know. I mean, are you guys, first off, panel, are we good with that?
Yeah, because the more I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking like
Obi-Wan Birch, are you good?
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Birch. This is not the top 10 you're looking for. That's a top 10 I've not used in a long, long time.
I like
we gotta
it.
do top 10 Silver Age covers at some point.
That's a great idea. Okay, Nick, rock on.
Here we go, guys. Oh, hold on. All right. Dustin, pick a card out, man. If you haven't eliminated me from the stream yet. All
That
right.
one.
Pick a card.
That one.
2 of hearts,
No, the other one.
3 of hearts. Hold on. Tell you what. Let's
Wait.
make it fair.
I really, really like Comics and Death Metal's suggestion of top 10 breakfast cereals.
Dude, yes.
All right. So tell me when to tell me when to stop.
The C-3POs win.
All right.
Stop. So you want this one or this one?
Yeah,
Yes, this one or this one?
that one.
This one. Okay. It's in the hearts. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. All right. So I'm going to take the card, put it in there, drop it down.
I can't believe 21 people are still watching this.
All right.
I bet they're running real fast right now.
All right. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to flip the top card over. What card do you think it's going to be, guys?
How are you going to flip that card over without touching it?
Well, boom. Check that out. That's what I want. That's magic.
Oh, what was that? Were
The
you
worst
trying to
Use
seduce
for a
me?
mustache you ever seen?
I know, it's awful. Hey, shout out to Berserk. It's the greatest book I've read in a long time. Oh, wrong way.
Hey, here's a question. Who is looking forward to the Keanu Reeves / Matt Kent penned comic
Berserker?
book Berserker? I got to tell you, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It looks awesome.
Yep, me too. And why is Justin leaving? Is he that embarrassed of my magic?
That could be. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just gas.
Yeah, Adrian, drop your link, bro.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Drop that link. Yeah, Berserker's going to be great. And I tell you, so hopefully we're going to be able to announce something really cool related to it that's going to be so freaking awesome.
Context clue.
Shut up.
We're not saying anything
Shut up.
specific, but I'm excited.
He can
Quick
get us in
question: has
trouble.
anybody seen the New Mutants? Did anybody brave a theater to go out and watch New Mutants?
I was going to, and then I kind of got sidetracked at a comic shop today.
I hear that guy's a real jerk. He'll do that to you.
Nah. He had a lot of awesome collections out of it too. Why do you? Oh, Dustin, I know you keep leaving. You trying to hide it from the wife?
Well, I think I got to head to the bed, fellas. I got a wake-up call here in about 5 hours.
Yep.
Hmm.
I think it's time. I think Justin's over it tonight.
Well,
He didn't have his Cheerios this morning.
Just a quick thing, and I don't know if y'all have heard this, but we're talking about breakfast cereals, and you start talking about movie-related breakfast cereals. The C-3PO's breakfast cereal that they made back in the day.
Yeah.
The guy who plays C-3PO, Anthony Daniels, they filmed a commercial like out in the middle of nowhere in a state park, a national park somewhere. And for visuals, they wanted regular milk didn't show up very well, and they used milk of magnesia for the visual, and then these people had to like eat the cereal, like, oh yay, this is great. Well, magnesia has interesting effects on your system, so all those people were having to run real fast through the woods for the nearest bathroom. So he's like, I'm dressed as C-3PO. I can't eat this stuff, so I'm not eating it. But these kids are all like, yeah, this is great. But that's in his biography or his autobiography. He's got some interesting stories like that in there. They're hilarious.
That's funny. Oh, man. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. We do appreciate you all. You guys are the best part of Two Brothers Comics for sure. And anything else, check out Bearded Comic Bro. Check out Adrian for sure. Next week, we'll figure out between the two what we want to do. And, yep, check him out. And, guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out all night with us. Josh, anything you want to plug or you comfortable?
Just go see your LCS. If you're subscribed to books, pick them up for the love of all things holy. And be excellent to each other.
That's right. Justin. Oh, wrong button. I meant to hit you big. So Tuesday, Monday, whenever it is.
Yep, Tuesday, September 1st. It's
Monday, Tuesday, happy days.
So 8 o'clock on the Ann World Design YouTube channel. There will be a roundtable discussion between, I think there's 5 different letterers that will be there, including myself. Just be taking questions from the chat, as well as kind of just talking about the importance of a letterer and how we're essentially the invisible artist.
Yep.
Boy, that is the truth too. And you can tell people at comics where they just use a font or they just use a computer, it doesn't read right, it doesn't look right, it's awful. But Flash Ray Videos, is your LCS flying colors? Because for people who don't know, Joe Field, the owner of Flying Colors, he's the guy who created Free Comic Book Day. That was his idea. He had to shut his store down because he's got coronavirus.
Man.
So we're hoping that that Joe Field comes through that okay. He's the man. If we have Free Comic Book Day because of that man, and he's awesome. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Flash Ray. That sucks. And Joe Field's got a lot of friends who are thinking about him and praying for him. So hopefully he'll be getting better real fast.
Absolutely. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much, especially everybody that joined to be a member. Truly do appreciate you guys.
Yep.
And we're going to be
robots.
Yeah. And Dustin, let's remind me to talk about doing a video after this. But thank you guys very, very much. We do truly appreciate you. And be looking out for some awesome content this week. Go like Justin's video so he has to unbox it. And as always, guys, collect your way.